us fight. All the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautifully sang by Ashley Rice Allen to get us underway for this third place game of Leagues Cup. 47 teams started this tournament. The Union will end as either the third or fourth place team. We're situated at Subaru Park, where the Union take on CF Monterrey in the Leagues Cup third place game. It's Dave Leno and Shannon Williams on the call with our talented crew from Chester. It is 77 degrees, a gorgeous night, barely any wind for this matchup. It's now time for the starting lineups, beginning with the Philadelphia Union. They're going to go back to the 4-4-2 diamond again, playing four out of the back, different from the last couple of games in Leagues Cup where they've been playing with a back three. Andre Blake will be in goal. He started every Leagues Cup game from left to right at the back line. Left back, Kai Wagner. The two center backs, Jack Elliott and Jacob Glesis. The right back will be Olivier Bizo. Back in the starting lineup at right back for Nathan Harriel. Sitting at the base of the diamond will be El Brujo. Jose Martinez. Out to the right will be Jesus Bueno, who again had the game-winning penalty against the New York Red Bulls. Out to the left will be Jack McGlynn starting on that left-hand side. Remember, Leon Flock started on that side, trying to negate Lionel Messi and company. At the number 10 will be Daniel Gazdag. Out and to the left will be Michael Ua. And up top, because Julian Carranza cannot play due to a hip injury, will be Quinn Sullivan, making his first Leagues Cup start and his fifth Leagues Cup game. Great to have Quinn back into the starting lineup for Jim Curtin's team. As for CF Monterrey, one of the better Liga MX sides, again, you think of the top teams from Mexico, and you have to consider Monterrey, Tigres, and Club America. Monterrey, the last Mexican team left in this competition of the Final Four, to be exact. Luis Cardenas will be in goal for Fernando Ortiz's team. They're going to play in a 4-4-2, and again, they're rotating their whole roster. I'll say it again. None of these guys started on Tuesday night in the 2-0 loss in the semifinal at Nashville. The whole roster is being changed, of course, for the starting lineup. And their backup keeper will start again. That's Cardenas. He will be starting between the sticks. From left to right in the back line will be Daniel Parra. The two center backs, Sebastian Vegas and Victor Guzman. Out to the right is Edson Gutierrez. Sitting tonight will be Kevin Ortega in the midfield with Jonathan Gonzalez. Out to the right, Victor Lopez, who subbed on last game at Nashville on Tuesday. Iker Fimbres will be out and to the left, and up top they'll look for Jordi Cortizo and Ali Avila. Avila is the one, Shane, that we'll have to focus on throughout this matchup because he caused both of the penalty kick situations for Monterrey in their wins at LAFC in the quarterfinal and against Tigres. Now time, Shannon, for your keys to this third-place game.
My key to the game is going to be a fast start for the Union. Can they start high? Can they start on the front foot, win some pressure up top, and then convert chances from there?
Again, it's Fernando Ortiz, who left Club America on May 21st of 2023 when they lost to the semifinals at Chivas. Now in his first year spearheading this Monterrey side, who has played 3 games in their Apertura season. Again, the Mexican season in soccer down there is split into 2 seasons. The Apertura, which is the opening season. The Clausura is the closing season. They actually won the regular season of the Clausura, but then lost in the semifinals. So this is one of the better attacking Monterrey teams. Their fullbacks will have good width. They're a good possession team, and there's a lot of guys for Monterrey that are trying to earn minutes with their first team selection. So we'll see how that will translate from this game and for them in Liga MX moving forward. As for the Union, the big storyline again, win, and they earn a CONCACAF Champions Cup spot. The referee, Juan Calderon, wearing green with black shorts. We await his whistle. With the VAR tonight is Danny Parchment, who's officiated one of the Leagues Cup games for the Union early on in the group stage of Jamaica. As the Union will go right to left on your radio dial. Andre Blake underneath the Sons of Ben. Conversely, Monterrey in whites will be moving left to right. The Union's Daniel Gazdag is on the ball right now. Here's the whistle from Juan Calderon of Costa Rica, our referee. As they play back to Elliott from right to left, we're underway from Subaru Park in this third-place game. Again, a spot to the CONCACAF Champions Cup for the Union is on the line. Remember, Monterrey has already clinched that spot because they won the Clausura. As Elliott plays all the way to Glezis, well in front of the 18, plays a long ball 30 yards downfield, looking for Ua. Has been good when he's come in as a sub. Quinn Sullivan with a quick touch to Jesus Bueno. Union on the front foot here with Ua inside the 18, plays the low cross, and it's back home very early in the opening 30 seconds by Jesus Bueno on the back post. The Union strike first. It's the fastest goal the Union have scored all season. Within 30 seconds, Bueno scores, and it's 1-0 Union. How about that start?
Talk about the key to the game there. We talked about a fast start. Doesn't get any faster than 30 seconds in. Glesnes plays a good ball over the top. Ua does well to lay off Quinn Sullivan. They get in behind. They put it across the box, and who's there but one of the best players for the Union during this Leagues Cup, Jose Bueno with the finish.
Gazdag rang it off the post. Bueno got the rebound on the back post to the right of the keeper, Cardenas. And Bueno with the easy finish. He had 2/3 of the goal open, and he just put his green boot on it, and he dances with Jose Martinez in the corner. And how about the surprise story that Jesus Bueno has been in 2023, not just in Leagues Cup, officially, Shane, it's his second Leagues Cup goal. And I know a lot of folks listening are saying, where was this start on Tuesday against Miami? It was Miami with Joseph Martinez who scored in the 3rd minute. Why couldn't we have that start against Messi? And obviously a different story here on this Saturday night.
And it's definitely something that the coaching staff has gone over with the team. It's something that the team knows they need to have a better start. And again, it doesn't get any better than a goal in 30 seconds.
It's a big one for Jim Curtin's team again. A win would secure another CONCACAF Champions Cup spot. You're speaking with Jim Curtin again. Quinn Sullivan starting up top. Julian Kranza not available, mired by a hip injury. Hopefully we will get him back for the DC matchup next Saturday on the road. 11 games left in the regular season. They're looking for Cortizo and Avila up top. Monterrey with their first possession 3 minutes in to the upper right of Andre Blake. Play it short to Gonzalez and also Daniel Parra. You're also going to see in their 4-4-2, Shane, and keep an eye out. Those outside backs, a position that you played in, Parra on the left, Gutierrez on the right, they're going to tuck inside like we've seen in the MLS competition amid the scout that other teams have gone against the Union.
And the Union needed to do a good job of when they win it, trying to play in behind those outside backs, especially when they're high and wide. Can they exploit that space in behind with Ua and also Quinn Sullivan?
They have a lot of interchange with their front four as well. Again, you're listening to the Philadelphia Union in the 3rd place game, up 1-0. Jesus Bueno scored 30 seconds into this matchup. Union have it out of the back with Elliott, squares it over to his right, links up 10 yards, side by side, adjacent to his right hip was Glezis, plays a long diagonal, but gives it away right to the meat of the park. Over to Jonathan Gonzalez. They have play right in front of Jim Curtin, does Monterrey. Squeezing inside is Victor Lopez. 25 yards away from goal, trying to lead it off. Nice slide tackle by McGlynn, and bailing him out was Jesus Bueno defensively right at the D. That's that semicircle right in front of the 18. Monterrey still in possession for the last 2 minutes, even though they're down 1-0. And McGlynn has it in the defensive third all the way to Kai Wagner with one of his first touches in the game. Victor Lopez, one of their midfielders who's camped out on the right-hand side all over him as Kai tries to chip it forward, goes out of play the whole way, and it will be a throw for CF Monterrey to the right of Jim Curtin in the attacking half, down a goal to the Union.
And it's a high start from both teams, wanting to press, wanting to impact the game right away. The Union had the better chance, and they're up 1-0 as Jose Martinez goes down after a ball to the face.
Yeah, it was Iker Fimbres who just fended one off of the face of El Brujo, Jose Martinez, who's down with his belly pointed to the sky in this beautiful night in Chester. Hopefully Martinez is okay. He's played full 90-minute performances the last 4 Leagues Cup games. Saw a look there, and that was probably within 3 yards of Fimbres off of his boot and into the face of Martinez.
And those aren't fun. It's when you don't have the time to react, get it right off the nose. Hopefully he's okay. I'm sure they'll come out and check him and make sure that he doesn't have anything in terms of concussion-wise.
Shannon, we mentioned this on the broadcast on Tuesday night as Paul Rushing and Steve Hoodie, my right on cue, our athletic trainers, are going to come out and check up on Martinez. But you played in Open Cup finals here, and you mentioned that loss right to Seattle. Is that the one that stung the most for you? That was 2014, right?
Absolutely. with it being at home, you always want to make sure that you give yourself the best opportunity to win a game, and the home field advantage plays a huge part in MLS, and that was definitely a big one.
So my question is, how did you guys rebound during that season back into the regular season, just like the Union had to do? I know this is still Leagues Cup, but from the Miami loss, which had our largest soccer attendance, over 19,700 strong at Subaru Park, into this matchup, then trying to reshape the thinking, gearing up with 11 matches left in the regular season as the club's in third.
Well, when it comes to Leagues Cup, I think that what makes this game different is that there's something on the line for the Union. With it being a third place game, there's more riding on it for them than there is for Monterrey tonight. But again, that Champions Cup spot is something that they desperately want, and they desperately want to compete in that competition next year. And that's why this third place game is a little bit different after the letdown in Miami in the semifinals. There's still something on the line, and they'll have 11 more games as they seemingly bring out the stretcher, but I think they're going to take it off. I think that was a little premature.
That's the exact word I was going to say, Shannon. That's why we're in the booth together, my friend. Stretcher came on at the tip of the 18, by the way, underneath the Sons of Ben. Now they're going to retreat back into the corner. I think that is obviously for precautionary reasons, but Jose Martinez is on his feet. He just got one to the face from Fimbres, one of their midfielders. Again, it's a squad in Monterrey that is rotating their entire team. Again, none of these guys started on Tuesday nights. And Jose is okay. We'll have to come off for the moment. So the Union will have to play down a man momentarily. And Jose will be checked up on by the fourth official. That tonight is Keylor Villalobos. And Andre Blake will have the restart here from right to left. The Union are up 1-0. It is the 7th minute from Subaru Park. Dave Leto, Shannon Williams for the third place game of Leagues Cup. And a spot to the CONCACAF Champions Cup on the line. Again, that's rebranded as Champions Cup from CONCACAF Champions League. And remember, the Union have made the semifinals in that competition twice. This year to LAFC, a couple of years ago, losing to Club America as Andre Blake clears 60 yards downfield. And we resume this early stage of the first half with the Union up 1-0. Off of the head of Bueno, Olivier Baizo helping out, lost it in stride. Fimbres had it for a moment of Monterrey. Ball played with the defenders of the Union, and Glezes will go all the way into the back to Andre Blake in a blue goalkeeping kit with white boots tonight for Andre. Looks for a bounce-back performance as we discussed on our weekly television show on PHL 17. Off the head of Wagner to Michael Ua, makes one fall in Sebastian Vegas. Wagner towards the corner in the attacking half. Good slide tackle by Monterrey towards the corner by Gutierrez. And a foul called as Kai Wagner pushed down the aforementioned Gutierrez towards the corner to the left of their manager Ortiz. And a restart for Monterrey, down 1-0 in the 8th minute.
And you're seeing the Union start on the front foot, looking to press, looking to win balls back. They're doing a good job of winning the ball and then playing forward and trying to get their attackers involved in this game early on.
On a high press in this opening 15-20 minutes, different from the Miami game where they sat back at the beginning, didn't really have an informed striker up top in that 5-4-1. Remember, Donovan started that game. Gleznes in possession. The Union, by the way, have had more of the ball in the opening 9 minutes. Up a goal here. They have play out to the left with Daniel Pata. Tries to play middle of the park and does successfully. And tries to play through inside over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez to the upper left of Andre Blake in possession. Gets it on his left. Looks up top here for Fimbres, trying to play a cross in. Kai Wagner on him, out of position. Kai with the tackle at the edge of the 18, and the Union get out of it thanks to Jesus Bueno, who makes Parra miss right to Quinn Sullivan, and will get an early yellow card. Shannon on Daniel Parra, their left back in the 9th minute, taking down Bueno.
And good defending by Kai, standing him up, winning the ball, playing forward, connecting with Jesus Bueno, who gets taken down early, and it's the first yellow card of the game.
A little bit late on that challenge there. Studs up by Parra, coming in low on Jesus Bueno. Tried to go for a slide tackle opposite side of the stadium, and the culprit for that first caution by our referee Calderon in the 9th minutes. And, you know, like we said with Monterrey, okay, so they're already down. They already have a CONCACAF Champions Cup already clinched due to their Mexican season. But it's a team where they have a lot of younger guys. Avila in particular up top is trying to make some noise and get on more starting minutes. And these guys are trying to prove themselves as they get back to their apertura season in Mexico.
And when you talk about younger players, you're seeing number 207, 204, 210, right. 188. So that should tell you that usually signals that there's somebody from their academy and somebody that's looking for minutes and trying to break their way into that first team.
I haven't even told the listening audience that very unfamiliar numbers on our spotting charts here, as Shannon just described. 3 figures and into the 200s. These are guys that barely play in their their Liga MX seasons. Olivier Bizo is tackled on the far side of the field by Gonzalez. Will be a throw far side for the Union. It's the 10th minute. The Union lead 1-0, got an early goal. Yes, 30 seconds in, Jesus Bueno on the back post after pinged off of the iron, again, off of the post from Daniel Gazdag. Play was to the left of the goalkeeper for the Union, and they lead very early in this third place game of Leagues Cup. McGlynn on the ball, 35 yards away from goal, over to Wagner, getting set to cross one in a low cross. Pins off a one in Monterrey and finally cleared away by the right back Gutierrez. 30 yards downfield, but it's headed down with a high line from Elliott. Elliott gets to McGlynn. Far side of the stadium, Olivier Bizo lost it, retreating, but not a great pass by Elliott, but McGlynn gobbles it back for the Union, right to left. They transferred with Daniel Gazdag, the Union's number 10. Plays it back 7 yards to McGlynn. McGlynn, the 20-year-old, will go back right over Jordi Cortizo, playing high on the right-hand side. They have Avila out to the left. They'll also look to get Fiembrace up top as well. Mention that interchange with their front four. Union again having the attacking half, up 1-0 in the 11th minute. Bueno, middle of the park, chips it forward out wide. Look for the run from Olivier Bizo. They won't get it. And Daniel Parra, their left back, with the caution early on. Sees this go out of play. We'll have the long throw for Monterrey. Down 1-0 to the Union, 12th minute.
And again, the Union doing a good job of not letting Monterrey out of their own half. You can tell that they're up for this game. You can tell what it means to them and what's on the line for them.
Victor Lopez tried to play it forward to Avila. They haven't gotten him going, and he has been one of their heroes of Monterrey in this Leagues Cup, causing penalties, including against Tigres and the bounce back against LAFC. How about in the quarterfinal? This Monterrey team was down 2-0 at LAFC. We know how dangerous that environment is, having played there at MLS Cup and losing on penalties. And they got 3 unanswered, including 1 on a penalty. Canales was really good. From the Snorri, one of their stronger players as well, may come into this game. They'll have a throw on the near side right in front of Jim Curtin. Monterrey is down 1-0 to the Union. Goes out of play off of the Union's Kai Wagner, yet again tightly marking Jordi Cortizo on the high right-hand side for Monterrey's attacking position. Will be a throw-in and a restart here for Monterrey. Riados on the ball. That's the striped ones. They'll play a cross in by Gutierrez. One hops into the belly of Olivier Bizo, who allows Andre Blake to gobble it up inside his 6 to negate the cross from Monterrey, as the club is up 1-0 here on Monterrey in the 13th minute. Trying to play out of the back with McGlynn and Daniel Gazdag, as Gazdag plays it all the way back to Elliott. By the way, Shane, and I want to mention no Damian Lowe due to heart palpitation. Speaking with Jim Kern, hopefully Damian is okay. Nothing to do about his performance against Miami. But my thoughts and all of our thoughts are with Damian Lowe. Hopefully they get that situated and he'll be back to go for the MLS regular season. But Damian Lowe, one of our center backs, will not be available due to heart condition for tonight's game.
We wish Damian all the best. We want him to get better and see him back out on the field as soon as possible once he's okay.
14th minute, Olivier Bizo plays forward, 30 yards on the deck for Michael Ua. Ua goes back and shifts the ball from left to right with Bizo still down away for the play. A little bit of a collision up top with Jordi Cortizo of Monterrey, and Jose Martinez just plays it out. So Monterrey will have the throw, but they'll probably, with the good sportsmanship, will just give it back to the Union, and good to see Olivier Bizo back up for the Union.
And that's the second late challenge we've seen from Monterrey. Sometimes when you're not playing game to game, you're a little late on the challenges, a little late on the timing. So this Monterrey team, as they go on, will have to be careful with the challenges as they pick up yellow cards.
2024 season tickets are available now. You won't want to miss on the biggest party in Chester and in Philly. Join the best fans in the league and celebrate every dupe at the rocking Subaru Park. Visit PhiladelphiaUnion.com to purchase tonight. Again, you're listening to the Leagues Cup third place game. It's Dave Leno and Shannon Williams on the call. We do resume play as Monterrey just gave it back to the Union. As McGlynn tries to put one in the air, lofts it down 30 yards from right to left. Silenced, though, by Monterrey, but given right back by one of their center backs, and Guzman over to Jose Martinez, who is up. Given right back, though, to Lopez. Plays forward here to Avila. Avila has Gutierrez running inside of Cortibo. Olivier Bizo tried to shut that down. Over to the far side, Fiembrace was there, but the long legs of Elliott has it for the Union defensively. Plays a diagonal on the deck. It's out from Elliott, though, getting the play. Nice work defensively on the recovery, because it seemed like Shane and they have a numerical advantage to the upright of Andre Blake, but that play is squashed, and they'll have a throw down 1-0 in the 15th minute to the Union.
And a good job by him, Bizo, giving cover to his two center backs after Elliott has a bad giveaway. Union want to stay away from those poor turnovers and useless turnovers in their end of the field.
15th minute, 1-0 Union. Jesus Bueno scored 30 seconds in. Bueno right on cue with the intercept. Daniel Gazdag in the center circle will target McGlynn, who opts 5 yards behind him over to Wagner. Again, a 4-4-2 to the Union tonight. Playing out of the back with a high line this time from Elliott. Plays it 15 yards diagonally up and to the right. Over to McGlynn. 8 behind the ball defensively in the 4-4-2 for CF Monterrey defending. Martinez splits the lines. McGlynn. It chips it 4 diagonally over to Daniel Gazdag in the attacking third with the club up 1-0. Plays it back 10 yards to Wagner. Instead of a low cross, plays it on a diagonal 4 to Martinez. Plays it back for Kai. Getting ready to unleash a cross. Swings it over north to south. Looking at Bueno. It actually slid past Ua, Sullivan, and then Bueno. And wide for Olivier Bizo. And Parra just plays it out. Will be a throw for the Union in the 16th minute as the club leads 1-0. Olivier Bizo outside the 18. Parra 1v1 on him. Has it to the left of their goalkeeper, Cardenas. And it goes off of Parra, their left back, with Olivier Bizo trying to penetrate inside the 18. And it will be the first corner tonight for the Union to the left of their goalkeeper, Luis Cardenas.
And always a good sign for the Union when both fullbacks are getting forward into the attack. They do a good job of trying to get in line and serve. Kai with a good ball. It skips past everyone, but they get a corner out of it.
Union having a lot of the ball for those that are just tuning in to this Leagues Cup third place game. The club is up 1-0 on CF Monterrey thanks to the goal by Jesus Bueno, his second of Leagues Cup on the back post. And first rang off the post from Daniel Gazdag on that play, and the rebound went right to Bueno on that back post for the easy tap-in. Here is Kai Wagner getting set for the first corner for either team tonight. Sandwich of the 17th minute, 1-0 Union. Kai Wagner ready at the base of section 122 as his right hand down, a two-step approach, swings his leg forward north to south, but right to the goalkeeper, Cardenas, neck high. It'll get ready for the distribution. Again, he is the backup keeper. Their starter, Esteban Andrada, is on the bench tonight. And play short here to Fimbres, inside for Avila, coming deeper in possession. They have it to the upper left of Andre Blake. Gutierrez, their right back, getting forward. Now starting the 18th minute, 1-0 Union on the goal by Bueno. Monterrey on the ball here down. Their deepest player into the park here is Vegas. He has it in the center circle. And their goalkeeper, Cardenas, is well outside their own 18, decked out in a pink goalkeeper kit. Cardenas has it, plays it on a diagonal 7 yards on the Bermuda grass here at Subaru Park. Played it short that time over to Vegas and Jonathan Gonzalez coming up short. Martinez lets this go. Cortibo has it inside at the tip of the 18. Tries to get to the left of Parra. Whiffed at it as he was getting forward. Looked for the foul. But it was a weak shot from Jordi Cortizo. One of their forwards, Shannon, goes right back to Andre Blake in the 18th minute. Nothing doing there against the Union.
And this Monterrey team being very direct, trying to take it straight at those two Union center backs and look to slip in their two attackers after that. Just unfortunate that they couldn't get the pass off.
And that was Cortizo trying to go forward. Jose Martinez tried to split the lines, went off of Ua, played it back to Quinn Sullivan. Sullivan saw that play, get right back to Daniel Gazdag to the upper left of their goalkeeper, Cardenas. Gazdag still has it 25 yards away from goal, linking up with McGlynn, plays it middle of the park. A lot of real estate here for Bueno, plays it short to Ua. Toe pokes it out wide to Olivier Bizo, clips it inside the 18. Off of one of their players inside, that's Vegas, their center backs, as they opt to play it short to Fimbres. I see one of the on the scout, at least what they're executing tactically. And Shannon, you're spot on. Cortizo, and when Avila's on the ball, and Avila's been very quiet so far, tries to get it up to the left, but Jack Elliott silenced that play. Is that they try to run at our center backs, Elliott and Glesnes tonight, thinking that they can take those guys, in a 4v4 situation, or obviously 1v1 with an attacker against a Union center back.
They're trying to make that defense really get compact. That way they have open players from there. Anytime you can commit players, other players are going to be open. So they're doing a good job of trying to drive with the ball, and the Union need to be careful about it.
Gazdag chips it in for Ua. They had one player with that in Vegas, and finally they clear it away. Sebastian Vegas with the clearance. Parra was the one who missed it on that chip ball in from Gazdag to Ua. Quinn Sullivan was there as a second runner. Will come out nonetheless for the Union after CF Monterrey bails out of that with Victor Guzman down, one of their center backs.
And Ua doing a good job at the start of this game, getting in behind this Monterrey defense, trying to threaten that back line. We saw it on the first goal. He's done it again here. Unfortunately for him, it takes a tap off of the defender, and he just can't get to it.
Should be a throw coming up here. They're going to say it belongs to Monterrey. Looked like it last went off of Sebastian Vegas. Nonetheless, Monterey does have the throw. By the way, they are 2-0-1 in their Apertura season to start their Liga MX side. Cortivo is in possession. And their only loss in the competition coming on Tuesday night to Nashville, who will take on Lionel Messi and Inter Miami tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Ball in the middle of the park for Kevin Ortega, who has it on the left-hand side, sitting a little bit in this game with Jonathan Gonzalez. They're 4-4-2. They play short over to Cardenas. A little bit of pressure here by Quinn Sullivan up to the right. Daniel Gazdag now to the left. They have Ua up top. It's almost like you have three in the pressing queue from Gazdag left to right, Quinn Sullivan in the middle, and Michael Ua out to the right. As they now play it on the far left-hand side with Monterey down 1-0. Barra plays it short. They have Avila up top if they want him. They play short to Cortizo. Cortizo, 25 yards away from goal, over to Lopez, tries to dish it outside. Here's Gutierrez inside the 18 to the left of Andre Blake with a cross. Goes across the grain, headed out by Martinez. Off of the boot of McGlynn. Bueno will spot Gazdag, transitioning on the counter, plays it up top, looked to play through to Ua into space, but stride for stride with him was Vegas, and it goes right back to their goalkeeper, Cardenas.
And just a tough ball from Gazdag. I think he should really take his space there, try to drive at the defense, commit a defender, and then look to slip after that. I think he just tries to play the ball a little too early, and it's just a little bit of a miscue.
1-0 Union, 22nd minute. Jesus Bueno scored 30 seconds into this matchup. No shots on goal, by the way, for CF Monterrey so far through 22 minutes. Their center back has it just in front of the center circle. They'll now play short to Jonathan Gonzalez, their defensive midfielder. He's like their Jose Martinez out there, if you will. Gonzalez plays it short. They're going to play again to Sebastian Vegas. Challenged, though, by Bueno. Good tackle by Jesus. Javier Baeza tried to go for the intercept. Cortizo comes deeper in possession to get it to Parra, cutting inside, but the foul called against the Union's Martinez in the 22nd minute. With the Union up a goal, Cortizo has it on the restart to the upper right of Andre Blake. Lopez playing it out wide. Parra's going to cut inside. Parra now on the ball, 40 yards away from goal. Switches the point of attack from left to right. Drifts into the wind. Headed out as a result by Kai Wagner out of play. The target man was the right back, Edson Gutierrez. And Edson will have the throw to the left of Andre Blake, well outside the 18 defensively for the Union in the 23rd minute. Strong throw. One hops over the grass looking for Cortizo, who's all over the place. Cortizo plays it short to Gutierrez. Back to Cortizo. This is to the left of Andre Blake. Outside the 18. Tackled by Wagner nicely. McGlynn plays it short. Up into the flank for Gazdag. Poe pokes it forward. Rolls it over to Sullivan. Can he get past one? Nice leg tackle there by Sebastian Vegas. Outside their own 18. Vegas saves that for any breakaway for the Union and Quinn Sullivan.
And if not for Vegas, I think the Union are in for goal number 2 there as Michael Ua was streaking down on the other side. Unfortunately for Quinn Sullivan, he can't get to the ball first.
23rd minute, 1-0 Union with their pedal down. Olivier Baeza into the final third. 1v1 matched up on him is Fimbres. Plays it short of the diagonal, backed up 10 yards over to Bueno. Daniel Gazdag turns 23 yards away from goal. Over to Sullivan, tip of the 18. Low shot by McGlynn, and that's silenced about knee-high by their goalkeeper, Cardenas, on the weaker shot from McGlynn straight away from distance.
And a good combination by the Union on the top of the box. Unfortunately for McGlynn, he just has a little bit of a miscue with the hit and doesn't get the contact that he wants. But that's better signs from the Union as Monterey has started to find themselves and find their way into this game.
I know it's a third-place game, and I know a lot of fans listening are disgruntled about the performance against Miami. We are happy to report it. I know they're playing against essentially a B-side in Monterey, but the team looks much better 24 minutes in, and that's what we're calling for. And we said this on the show with our entire crew. A different response, regardless of if this was going to be an A team or a B team for Monterey. And I like that the pedal's down. The team has the bulk of the possession, Shannon, and we're seeing a lot of nice combination play around the 18 for the Union.
And you're just seeing a bunch of guys that are professionals and wanting to take care of business. As we talked about, Monterey already having qualified, not much on the line for them. That's not something that the Union can control. So they're doing a good job of taking care of business and having a good start and wanting to be the aggressor in this game.
Jonathan Gonzalez on the ball. He's of Monterey out of the midfield in the 25th minute. They're down 1-0. Jesus Bueno with the early goal in the 30 seconds into this one. Dave Leno, Shannon Williams on the call with our terrific crew. Kyle Morello, our producer, Marty Dickerson in the booth, Mike Vito, Matt Minorik back at the 97.5, the Fanatic Studios for this Leagues Cup third place game. So Monterey already qualified for CONCACAF Champions Cup next year. That means that they really don't have all that much to play for, resting all their starters for this one. Gutierrez plays it short, up top inside at the tip of the 18. They had it for Fimbres. Up play, and they're going to try to put this ball inside at the penalty spot. That's negated there nicely by Glesnes. Cleared out, though, to Kevin Ortega with the shot 25 yards away from goal to the upper left of Andre Blake that sails into the Sons of Ben, into the nothing compare sign underneath one of the sections on the river end. Sign up tonight, a first-of-its-kind volunteer rewards program where fans can receive exclusive union experiences and prizes in exchange for volunteer hours with local and national community partners. You could sign up at userve.co. Laid up top for Ua into space, 1v1 with one of their center backs in Guzman, and Victor Guzman just turns in a half turn of 180 to be exact, clears to the left of Ua, out of play. Will be a throw in the attacking half for the Union in their primary kits, up 1-0 on the Bueno goal. Gostad plays it short, 10 yards behind him. They resurrect the possession with Wagner, linking up with McGlynn. Twists and turns over to Martinez, 30 yards away from goal. Martinez will have a go, and it's steered aside thanks to Cardenas to the right. But a strong shot by El Brujo from about 25, 30 yards away. But the goalkeeper, Cardenas, says no, diving to his right-hand side near post.
And if not for a good save, the Union are going to be up 2-0 here. Good shot by Martinez, keeping it low. Driven into the corner, and Cardenas does a great job to get a right hand to it and push it around the post.
That was on target there, as Shannon described. Will result in the second corner for the Union, this time to the right of their goalkeeper, Cardenas. Not a bad hit there from Jose. Kai Wagner will at the corner at the base of section 113. That's the club side of the stadium. Right hand down, swings his leg forward, south to north, looks for the curling ball, went off of the head of Elliott, but to the side of the 6 and well wide, and instead will be a goal kick for Cardenas. But I like the set piece there from Kai, who's had beautiful distribution, Shannon, throughout Leagues Cup and the entire 2023 season.
And I like what's happening here in this first half. The Union aren't content with just the 1-goal lead. They're pushing for that second, trying to put a gap in between them and Monterrey and get themselves in the Champions Cup.
Again, a lot of press here from the Union, led by Ua and Sullivan, who's starting up top. Again, no Julian Carranza out for this game due to a hip injury. He was on the bench in case the game against Miami went to PKs. They have it in front of Andre Blake, but it goes right off of Elliott to squash that opportunity for Monterrey as they try to get Avila to the upper left of Andre. Hard challenge there by Ua, colliding into one of the players of Monterrey and Victor Lopez. It was inadvertent from Ua, who really just ran in front of Jim Curtin into Victor Lopez. And Ua is down with his back and his number 7 on the grass, chest in the air, and hands like he's reclining on the beach. But hopefully Ua is not relaxing. Shin looks like he is very upset. And now some pushing and shoving as who else? Jose Martinez in the mix, chatting up with Cortizo as the two are barking at one another.
And just a coming together of two players. Michael Ua gets to the ball first, and the Monterrey player just in his way, and they have a little bit of a collision. Not sure what they're really arguing about, as it's just a clear foul, and the referee wants to get the play back in.
How do you see this Monterrey team, Shane, in the 28th minute? They're down 1-0. How do you see them trying to manufacture that equalizer under their manager, Fernando Ortiz? Is it going to take a guy on the dribble 1v1 against one of our center backs tonight?
They've done a good job of finding pockets of space and playing into those pockets of space and driving, but there just hasn't been any end products. Like we've talked about, there's no shots on goal. There's not really any crosses. So if they're going to try to climb back into this game, they're going to have some end product.
That's a really great point, and a huge disparity in the style of play. Both teams, the Union and the 4-4-2 diamond, they're operating in a 4-4-2, obviously different look, not a diamond shape from this Monterrey side. Now they have 10 behind the ball. They still have one of their players in Victor Lopez off right now, colliding with Ua, who is on the Bermuda grass in play. So the Union have a numerical advantage right now, 10 outfield players to 9. That's, of course, excluding the goalkeepers. And finally, Victor Lopez got checked up on by the doctors. He is ready to go. And we're 10v10, excluding the goalkeepers. Olivier Baizo in possession with the Union up 1-0 in the 30th minute. Chipped in by McGlynn. Good ball, 30 yards diagonally off of the aforementioned Lopez, who just came in. Wagner plays it short to Sullivan outside the 18. You didn't have it in the attacking half. They're up 1-0. Got an early goal by Bueno in the first 30 seconds. Sullivan pings that off the left boot of Lopez, out of play. Goslar will get it back from Quinn off of that short throw, and they play it back to the halfway line over to Glesnes. They're going to switch play from left to the far side of the stadium, out to the right to Olivier Baizo. Baizo 1v1 with Fimbres, marking him. Plays it back to Jesus Bueno. Shifting play over to Elliott. Good build-up and shifting play a lot from the Union tonight. McGlynn Rolls it down 20 yards out to the flank. Kai Wagner cut it back on his right, then to his left, over to Daniel Goslock inside the 18. Cleared out, though, by Vegas, and Gonzalez finally had the last touch for Monterey, down 1-0. Over to Elliott, who plays it back, seeing Avila all over him. All the way from Elliott to Andre Blake, and Blake outside his own 18. And Shannon and I described the shots on goal for Monterey as they're down 1-0. A couple chances for the Union, one scored on early on by Bueno, and one by Jose Martinez. And that was stopped by Cardenas to his right, sprawling like Superman to the near post. Love the throw on the far side of the stadium, down a goal.
And the Union are doing a really good job of getting their fullbacks high and really pinning Monterey back and not letting them get started as they have so many players behind the ball.
Bueno pelts his leg forward and the ball drifting down 20 yards from south to north like they're bulldozering down 95 in that Porsche 911. I know, Shannon, that you're probably getting next year.
I'll park it right next to yours.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I don't think that will happen. They have play out to the left there for Parra, their left back. They play it all the way into the back to Cardenas. Cardenas plays it short to one of their center backs, Victor Guzman. Guzman opts for Gutierrez. Gonzalez trying to lead on a runner. They have Victor Lopez, who was down a couple minutes ago, to the left of Andre Blake. Here's a moment in the attack for Monterey. A couple step-overs by Lopez. Jose Martinez comes in to silence the play. Cortizo in possession, lost it thanks to the pressure of McGlynn. Nice play by the 20-year-old Jack McGlynn to the left of Andre Blake outside the 18. Ua gets pushed from the back, and a foul called by our referee Calderon on Victor Guzman with the shove into the back of Ua in the 32nd minute.
And after 32 minutes of play, I think Michael Ua has really had a decent first half here. He's done a good job holding the ball up, running the channels when it's on, and being dangerous.
Wagner off of the restart, plays it back to Elliott. I agree. Ua can bring that vertically, those vertical runs all the way forward. The team looks for him into space 1v1. This case in a 1v1, it's Olivier Baizo. Parra plays a low cross inside, cut down by Vegas, their left center back. They play it back, though, across the grain forward to Michael Ua. They try to go to one of their goalkeepers in Cardenas, and finally Cardenas will get it. It's one of their midfielders. It looked like it was Kevin Ortega, played it back to a Union attacker, but thankfully not a big attacking sequence, though, for the Union, for the Monterey perspective, as they're just down a goal in the 33rd minute.
And a good run there from Mbaizo again. The Union getting their fullbacks forward. Michael Ua has a step on the defender, and Mbaizo just plays it a little bit behind him. So again, he's doing a good job of testing that back line and staying on the back foot of those defenders.
For distribution for Cardenas, they played off at the head of Gutierrez right in front of their manager, Fernando Ortiz, who again formerly coached Club America. They play it with Cortizo coming deeper in possession. It goes off of Jesus Bueno. And Jose Martinez can't shut that down. They try to play through, looking for Avila. That squash thanks to the slide tackle at the tip of the D by Elliott. Elliott really with a strong start. 33 minutes into the Union, up 1-0. Goslock plays back. It goes off of the right back. Edson Gutierrez coming up high up the right in front of Jim Curtin. It will be a throw here for Kai Wagner and the Union. And I like, Shannon, as you described a moment ago, the outside backs of the Union in this game starting, Kai Wagner out to the left, Olivier Baizo on the right, are getting forward. We did not see that for quite a few games in the Leagues Cup, including in the 5-4-1 formation in that 4-1 loss to Inter Miami. I know it was more of a defensive shape with the Union sitting back. Martinez in a 3v5 situation, odd numbers favoring defensively Monterey. Is Kevin Ortega going to play back to Cardenas? Went right back up the spine of the Union, won by Gonzalez. They have numbers forward. It's a 2v3, though, favoring the Union defensively, and Gonzalez played all the way back, and they have it in the middle of the park here with Sebastian Vegas. Play up top here to Jonathan Gonzalez. Did not play against Nashville. The same with LAFC. They shift play from left to right over to Cortizo. Cortizo looks for Avila up top with the hold-up play right in front of Glesnes. He spills. Cortizo had it for a moment right over to Avila. Avila switches play out to the upper left of Andre Blake. Over to Gutierrez. Whips in the first cross tonight. There's a runner on the back post through the face of goal and wide by Parra, who came inside the 6 and should have had the equalizer for Monterey in the 35th minute. Still 1-0 Union, though.
And the Union not doing a good job of picking up runners, have a free runner on the back post. I don't know that Mbaizo has a clue that he's there, and he's definitely getting an earful from Blake and the other defenders. That's the first time that we've seen Monterey actually serve the ball, and it was a dangerous one.
Yep, that was Parra, their left back coming in, Shannon, inside the 18 for that chance, wasted. And the first opportunity tonight, now in the 35th minute, 1-0 Union for Monterrey in this game. And that one should at least tested Andre Blake. It didn't. Jose Martinez outrunning Parra, and another player bulldozing his way inside the 18 with the cross, and it's negated by Victor Guzman on the near post, out of play. Nice run by El Brujo, in possession for about 25 yards, and it results in the third corner for the Union.
And a good run by Martinez. We don't normally see him get forward, but he does a good job of trying to get end line and then serve. Just can't find a cross to either one of Ua or Sullivan in the box.
Be a corner for Jesus Bueno this time, taking his first corner of this game to the left of Luis Cardenas, 29 years old, from Mexico. For him, has not played in their Apertura season. Last played, in fact, on April 16th of 23 in a 2-1 loss to Santos Laguna. And he played just a half in that game. Again, that's the goalkeeper for Monterrey, Luis Cardenas. Bueno, a three-step approach. It's an outswing ball. It's a lofted ball at the tip of the 6. It heads off of Elliott right back over to Bueno. Bueno getting ready to serve this in. Here comes the cross to the back post. Cleared out. Second ball. Cortizo is there at the tip of the 18 to get this out from left to right for Monterrey. Glesnes, though, with the shove on Victor Guzman, and it will be a call on Glesnes.
And a good job of Bueno getting back on sides, puts in a good ball. And the two forwards just end up making the same run to the near post. Need to do a little bit better job of staggering those runs and making sure that they hit two different spots.
MLS Season Pass on Apple TV, the new home to enjoy all the Union's regular season matches. You can watch every game and every goal and every screen. And the best part, no blackouts. 37th minute, 1-0 Union on the Jesus Bueno goal. 30 seconds into this matchup as it rang off the post from Gosstock on a combination play to the left of their goalkeeper, Cardenas. And Bueno was to that back post and had an open goal. Gosstock trying to play through to Ua, who was 1v1 with one of their center backs out of the back. Guzman a little bit late getting there. The same with Sebastian Vegas. It went right back to their goalkeeper, thankfully for them. In Cardenas, Gutierrez, the right back, plays it short. Over to Cardenas. Again, if you're just joining us, the Union in a 4-4-2 diamond, different from a back three with Blake in goal. Wagner, Elliott, Glesnes, and Bizo from left to right. Martinez at the base of the diamond. Gosstock at the 10. McGlynn out to the left. Bueno to the right. Quinn Sullivan out to the right up top. And Michael Lewis up top. Again, no Julian Carranza for this game. Alejandro Betoya is on the bench. Should have a bigger role than the 21 minutes he played against Inter Miami. And could this be, Shane, in the debut of Ty Baribo, coming from Wolfsberger in the Austrian Bundesliga, who's capped 11 times with Israel? Could this be the game for him to get his first Union appearance?
I'm going to assume that since he's on the bench that Jim's wanting to get him some minutes. Hopefully he can get in, get himself going. It'll be a good test for him as he starts to get ready for league play and get back into MLS regular season play.
He was trying to get his visa and all that P1 paperwork in order. He's been training a lot with the second team, I've been told. Sullivan has it at the tip of the 18 of the attacking half for the Union after a misplay by Gonzalez. Couple step overs from Quinn with the cross. Nobody home to the back post, though. So it went across the green from the young Sullivan. Closest player was Gosstock, and Ua was making a near-post run, but it was behind his number 7 on his jersey. Comes out of play for a throw for Edson Gutierrez deep in their own end for Monterrey, down 1-0. Now beginning the 39th minute in our opening half.
And again, the Union knocking on the door, looking for goal number 2, not content to just settle with a one-goal lead, knowing that they're going to need more in this game if they want to take this third place.
39th minute in this third-place game of Leagues Cup. Cleared out by Glesnes. A high line here for the Union. The Union had it in the attacking half. Spills out, though, for Monterrey. They look for Cortizo up top in front of both coaches and towards the fourth official. Pings off of the side of the head of Ua and right to their goalkeeper, Cardenas, who shovels it from right to left on your radio dial. Here comes Monterrey. All right, transitioning left to right. They have it to the middle of the park here. As they look to settle with Ortega, they opt to play it back to Guzman. Union very organized defensively right now with 8 behind the ball. Ua and Sullivan up top in case there's a counter. And it's one right on cue by Gosstock, given right back off of the boot of Guzman as they play it over to Gonzalez. Have it from left to right, stepping up nicely is Kai Wagner there over to Gosstock. Gosstock in a 4v3, rolls it forward to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to get past one and does, in Vegas, who took down Quinn for a moment. Fans wanted a call, was at the tip of the 18, and finally the ball's going to roll out of play. And we'll see if it will be a Union corner. I think it will, Shannon, as it rolled off of Sebastian Vegas' white boot And it should be the fourth corner for Sullivan and the Union in the 40th minute. And I see what Quinn is contending. He thought he was fouled at the tip of the 18 by Sebastian Vegas.
And a good job by Vegas coming over to cover his other center back. That's the second time the Union have tried to get him behind, and he's done a good job to come over and cover. So, again, just not connecting a little bit in that final third, but they're threatening that back line and trying to get in behind them and continue to be dangerous.
Ty Wagner will have the corner. It is the fourth corner tonight as we're ending the 40th minute, and the club is up 1-0. Kai is ready at the base of section 113 as his right hand up, then down a two-step approach. He bowls his leg forward. It's headed out, tipped off Iglesias, then headed to the back post by Quinn Sullivan, but he was outside the penalty spot area and about 17 yards away from goal. And it weakly went off of the head of Quinn right to their goalkeeper, Cardenas, on the left side of his shoulder. He smothered it. One in the middle of the park here for Kai Wagner coming inside. Foul called on Wagner, taking down one of their midfielders. Avila actually coming back, and Kai touched him on the right side of his jersey. Be the foul, though, called against Avila of Monterey. Kai wins it back in the 41st minute with the Union up 1-0. Stick around for a halftime report. Shannon and I will document this first half. We'll have the first half audio highlights, numbers, and get you a little bit of a preview of the Leagues Cup final coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern Time as Nashville at Geodis Park in Nashville, Tennessee will host Lionel Messi and Inter Miami to hoist that Leagues Cup trophy. Wagner will have to restart. It's a good 40 yards away from goal to the upper right of their goalkeeper, Cardenas of Mexico. He's been with the Monterey team since 2013. Wagner's ready, a two-step approach, pings it towards the back post, off of the back of the head of Sullivan. Should go past the byline here for a goal kick for CF Monterey, who isn't looking like a team that's going to counter successfully, at least from what I'm seeing in the opening 42 minutes against the Union tonight. Not really a counter-attacking style.
They've shown some flashes of attacking threat, and the Union need to do a good job of not letting this Monterey team hang around. We talked about how dangerous they can be in the attack, and them scoring 3 goals in quick succession in the quarterfinals against LA.
Venturing forward is Ua, got it back to McGlynn off the back of the boot from Jose Martinez in a majestic play. And McGlynn gets it back from Wagner 25 yards away from goal, tackled from behind by Kevin Ortega out of Mexico. Fans wanted a caution. They won't get it. Just one yellow in this game to Parra, their left back, who had the best chance for Monterey back in the 35th minute on a cross on the opposite side of the stadium. And it will be, as a result, a free kick for the Union to the upper right of Cardenas, their goalkeeper, the 43rd minute, 1-0 Union.
And I'm not sure how that isn't a yellow card as McGlynn gets past him, and it's a professional foul just to pull him back. I can see Jim arguing with the fourth official here, so he wants the yellow card, and it should be one.
Jim chatting with Keylor Villalobos, the fourth official. All the officiating crew decked out in green shirts with the black shorts and the green socks. You don't coach any kids with green and black, do you?
I do not.
That's quite the combination.
That's a tough color. That's they look like they're part of Austin FC over there.
Austin FC was the one that we've never faced, right? The Union haven't faced Austin so far since they've been in MLS. That's exactly the team I was thinking about.
They're just missing the stripes.
And the Yeti sponsorship, right? Wagner serves it in a header near post for Daniel Gazdag. Outside the 6 is just wide. A good look off of a set piece from Kai to Gazdag with a free header, and he just missed it in the 43rd minute.
And another good delivery from Kai off a set piece. Looks like Gazdag just misses it as he can't redirect it inside that near post.
That it went right to Gazdag, though, finding that space for the header. That was not on target. I know Danny would want that one back. McGlynn with the club up 1-0, 44th minute. Ua outside the 18 to the right of the goalkeeper. Cardenas shifts play, swerves from left to right over to Martinez. Toe pokes it forward, shut down by one of their center backs, Vegas, and now they look to counter with Jordi Cortizo. Cortizo has Avila up top. Cortizo cuts left, now jukes to his right, still in possession, ball at his feet over to Lopez to the upper left of Andre Blake. An attacking sequence here for Monterey, down 1-0. They play into Gonzalez, out to the left to their left back Parra, getting forward 10 yards. Linking up play at the tip of the 18, they have it over to Fiembrace. Fiembrace to Parra. Parra looking to target here, Avila inside. It is Lopez in possession, going to whip it across to the back post, looking for Avila. Thankfully, he's small in stature, above his head, out of play, and instead whacks off the side of his black hair, out past the end line. Will be a goal kick for Andre Blake, as Avila was the target man.
Again, Monterey's actually serving the ball and look dangerous again as it's just a little too high, but Union need to do a better job of closing out this half and making sure that they're not falling asleep here at the end.
Feel is that danger guy. I mentioned it several times. Up top, Guzman, though, has it out of the back for Monterey, approaching first half stoppage time. The Union are up 1-0. Bueno with the goal. Should get about 3 minutes or so of stoppage time. We'll hear about it officially in the next 25 seconds. Ball played right in front of Jim Curtin for Gutierrez, the right back coming forward. And a foul called with Quinn Sullivan taking down Edson Gutierrez, who's been with this Monterey team since 2018. They'll have a free kick well away from Andre Blake's goal, but right in front of the coaching box of Jim Curtin. As Gutierrez plays it behind about 15 yards on the grass over to Guzman. Guzman with their other center back, Sebastian Vegas, who's capped 20 times with Chile. 3 minutes of stoppage time, officially 3 minutes. Ua gets it back on a misplay out of the back by Monterey. Ua plays across and looking for Gosla, cleared out by Ortega, who was the culprit for the misplay. And it will be the fifth corner tonight for the Union. Nice work by Ua to recognize that stolen pass, go forward, and look to cut it across the grain, Shannon. But in the end, Ortega rescues it. Will be a corner for the Union.
And Michael Ua, again, being dangerous, just can't get the ball under control to slip it across to Gazdag fast enough. Just looks like he's a little off balance trying to get this ball out of his feet. And it gives enough time for Monterey players to get back and to clear it for a corner.
Should have been a 2v1 there for Ua. Had some space to the left of the goalkeeper. Goslock really wasn't happy on the cross. Thought it should have came Shane about a moment before the cross was initiated by Ua. Nonetheless, in the midst of stoppage time, here's Bueno. An outswinging ball, arching forward, looking for Elliott. Instead, cleared away by Vegas towards the byline. And again, it's another header there by Bueno. Back to Elliott. Stopped by Cardenas. Over to the left side of his body after the one-time hit by Elliott.
And that's the second time we've seen Jesus Bueno get back on the ball after a poor corner. Does a good job to head it into Elliott's path, who hits it off the volley, and it's just right at the goalkeeper. An inch to the right or left, and we're talking about 2-0 here.
It's another stop by Cardenas, his second on Elliott, and again, a nice play by Bueno to keep that back. It was a one-time thunderous right-hand strike by Elliott off of the right foot, but missed. Ortega places short inside, look for Cortizo at the tip of the 18. They tried to counter a moment ago. Here's Bueno rolling it forward. It tipped off of one of the Monterey players, but it scampered back over to McGlynn. McGlynn crossing it through. It was onside with the one-time hit and scores! Michael Ua back on the sheet. Breaks goalless in 8 appearances on a beautiful ball by McGlynn. Ua scores, and it's 2-0 Union over Monterey in first half stoppage time.
And what a pass by Jack McGlynn. He does everything here and puts it on a platter for Michael Ua. We've talked about how Michael Ua has been threatening that back line and getting in behind, and all he has to do is redirect it into the goal, and the Union are up 2-0. But what a ball by Jack McGlynn here.
When played it on diagonal on the grass, and it took 2 tumbles and then right into the right boots of Ua. And after the third hit on the grass, Ua smacked his right leg forward and beat the goalkeeper Cardenas 5-hole right past the spot for that goal.
And that's more Michael Ua's style, being able to get into the box, make those runs, and he just needs the service. So hopefully that'll start to build his confidence. It's a good first half from him. He needs to build on it as he's going to have competition now for that forward spot.
I'm really happy for Ua. It's 4th Leagues Cup start. And look, he was the guy that was on the bench last game. Chris Donovan was up there in more of a defensive shape in the 4-5-1, but you started the Drexel product Donovan instead of Ua, and that's the last kick of the first half. So it brings into that jubilation of Ua, who gets on the board for the club, who has 7 goals in the regular season, his first of Leagues Cup. It is halftime. There was the whistle from Calderon, our match referee. And at the break, the Union get that second goal. They're up 2-0 over CF Monterey.
It's kind of eerie, as this has got shades of Miami written all over it. Instead, it was Miami that was coming out with the early first half goal and the late first half goal. So Union doing a good job to flip the script. They've been dangerous in this first half. Love that they got the second goal and are pushing and keeping their foot on the pedal here and not letting Monterey have life and get back into this game.
So it's Bueno scoring in the opening 30 seconds, then Ua in first half stoppage time. At the top of the hour, you're listening to Philadelphia Union Soccer on WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia. And on the other side, we'll have the first half highlights, stats, and much more from Subaru Park. Again, at halftime, 2-0 Union over CF Monterey. You're listening to Philadelphia Union Soccer in Leagues Cup on 97.5 The Fanatic.
You're listening to the Union Radio Network.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, Florida, every day is a beach day. And with 35 miles of pristine, sugary white sand, it's easy to see why. So let's grab the beach bag, the beach ball, and the boogie board. Let's pack the suits, the sunscreen, and the sunglasses. Take a dip in the emerald green waters of the Gulf. And then take in a breathtaking sunset at the end of the day. So let's make a beeline to the beach and let's shine. Plan your next getaway at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
The SWAG is a no-cost soccer training program for young athletes in Philadelphia's under-resourced communities. With numerous locations across the Philadelphia area and multiple programs to suit all skill levels, the SWAG is committed to building a level playing field where anyone can compete. If interested in learning more about the program or to make a donation, visit the-swag.org. The SWAG is fully funded by donations, so please consider making a contribution today. The SWAG is proud to partner with the Philadelphia Union in our effort to create opportunities for everyone in soccer.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a lost bee that found my way into your car. And now that I'm in here, good luck getting me out.
I think it's gone. Wait, no, it's in my hair.
And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage,
It's in my hair.
well, this could be quite a sticky situation. Buzz, buzz! So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Don't let bone, muscle, or joint pain sideline you from your favorite activities. Premier Orthopedics physicians and therapists treat all injuries with the expertise and resources to help get you back to feeling your best. And with more than 50 locations throughout the region, including 2 orthopedic urgent care centers, Premier Orthopedics provides exceptional care when and where you need it. Get back in the game. Call Premier Orthopedics today at 1-855-ORTHO-24 or visit premierortho.com. Premier Orthopedics is the official orthopedics and physical therapy partner of the Philadelphia Union.
Bringing in top talent is as easy as 1, 2, key. SEPTA Key Advantage is a unique and valuable transit benefit program that gives your employees all-day, everyday access to the entire SEPTA system. That means your staff can get into the office, over to a meeting, and out for the night, seamlessly and affordably, all thanks to you. Learn how easy it is to customize a SEPTA Key Advantage program for your team at SEPTA.org/partner programs. That's SEPTA.org/partner programs.
Need a little peace and quiet? Revitalize your spirit as you explore our winding country roads and make your way to our charming shops and cozy eateries. Here, everyone from the solo adventurer to lively families can experience rejuvenation and our timelessness. Lancaster County, Pennsylvania is an affordable haven for your next getaway. Visit discoverlancaster.com for more of what Lancaster County has to offer.
You're listening to Union Soccer on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Oh, with a chance on a breakaway pass, Larea has it on his left with the shot and scores! There's 2 for Michael.
Now, it's time for tonight's halftime show.
It is halftime from Subaru Park in Chester. It is the third place Leagues Cup game, and the Union have had a fantastic start tonight at the break. They are up 2-0 over CF Monterrey, and we were calling for a totally different start to this game, unlike the Tuesday night game against Miami. We've certainly got it with 2 goals in that opening half.
And for me, it starts with the formation change. Jim going back to that 4-4-2 diamond that the Union are known for in this last couple of years, and they look more comfortable in it. They look dangerous. They look threatening. We're seeing the outside backs get forward, and that's always a good sign for the Union and shows how they are impacting the game and how they're staying on top of the game and putting their foot to the floor and keeping it down.
Again, the big storyline tonight for those that are just tuning in or have tuned in for the last couple of minutes is that the Union, with a win, would clinch a CONCACAF Champions Cup berth. Again, that's rebranded from CONCACAF Champions League in years past over to CONCACAF Champions Cup, where that's that major competition with teams from Mexico, Central America, and it's huge for our soccer schedule moving forward, and hopefully the Union are well on their way to that. Up 2-0. I know that the other storyline is they're going up against a reserve team for CF Monterrey, resting a lot of their starters because they already clinched a CONCACAF Champions Cup. But having said that, this is fantastic. The Union attacking with the width as you described, and the combination play I mentioned in the 20th minute in and around goal has been marvelous to watch.
And you asked me earlier in the broadcast, how is their mindset going to be? And I think they've come out with the right mindset. They've put that game behind them and understand that there's still something to play for, and they've taken care of business. It's not up to them who they play against. They just need to win the game, and they're up 2-0 and giving themselves a good chance to pick up a Champions Cup spot.
Yeah, let's get right to the audio highlights of that exciting first half for the Philadelphia Union. And it began, you guessed it, 30 seconds in. Gazdag with an opportunity to the back post of their goalkeeper, Cardenas. But it was Jesus Bueno, who's been one of the heroes in Leagues Cup, with the tally for his second Leagues Cup goal. Quinn Sullivan with a quick touch to Jesus Bueno. Union on the front foot here with Ua inside the 18. Plays the low cross, and it's back home very early in the opening 30 seconds by Jesus Bueno on the back post. The Union strike first. It's the fastest goal the Union have scored all season. Within 30 seconds, Bueno scores, and it's 1-0 Union. How about that start?
And the Union couldn't ask for a better start. We wanted to see Michael Ua really impact this game and get himself going. Does a good job to get in behind, plays across the face of goal. Gazdag hits it off the post, and Bueno does a great job to just follow it up and doesn't find an easier goal 30 seconds into the game.
Yeah, that was largely the cause of the play. You mentioned Ua, but Gazdag rang it off the post and then caromed all the way to the right of the goalkeeper's hip to the back post and free for Bueno to get that early goal. There was only one chance in this game for Monterrey, led by their head coach Ortiz, and that came in the 35th minute where they had play to the left of Andre Blake. They got one cross of the opening half, and it came over to their left back, Daniel Parra, inside the 18, but he missed everything. Cortizo had it for a moment right over to Avila. Avila switches play out to the upper left of Andre Blake. Over to Gutierrez. Whips in the first cross tonight. There's a runner on the back post through the face of goal and wide by Parra, who came inside the 6 and should have had the equalizer for Monterrey in the 35th minute. Still 1-0 Union, though.
And the best chance of the game for Monterrey, and their left back just can't steer it into the back post. And Bizo caught a little bit napping on that back post and doesn't open up his hips to see that late runner.
Yep, Parra with that chance that went wide. He's often coming up on the left and drifting inside, so the Union have to watch out for him if he does continue in half number 2. And then finally, we got that second goal in the last kick of the opening 45, and it came in stoppage time. McGlynn's been very busy in the build-up tonight, also with his defensive play, I might add, in this game. And he played a ball inside to Michael Ua, who snaps goalless in 8. Here's Bueno rolling it forward. It tipped off of one of the Monterrey players, but it scampered back over to McGlynn. McGlynn crossing it through. Ua's onside with the one-time hit and scores! Michael Ua back on the sheet. Breaks goalless in 8 appearances on a beautiful ball by McGlynn. Ua scores, and it's 2-0 Union over Monterrey in first half stoppage time. Exceptional start for the Philadelphia Union, up 2-0 on Monterrey at the break. On the other side, first half numbers and a look at the Leagues Cup final, Nashville against Inter Miami. You're listening to Philadelphia Union Soccer and Leagues Cup on 97.5 The Fanatic.
You're listening to the Union Radio Network. Union win, you win. Visit Harrah's Philadelphia the day after a Philadelphia Union victory and get 2-for-1 fresh baked pizzas. Then keep the winning going with a 2x reward credit multiplier while playing your favorite slots or table games. That's 2-for-1 pizzas and 2x comp dollar earning. Union win, you win. Only at Harrah's Philadelphia. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 and older to gamble.
Hi, it's Brian Boucher, and let me tell you about my friend Mario and his team at Great Railing. When your deck or railing project is in crunch time, there's only one place to go. In one trip to Great Railing, you'll find everything for the whole project from start to finish in stock. They have a huge selection of highest quality products at a fraction of the cost. I know firsthand the money you will save on your project. For quality products and everyday great pricing, do what I did and call Mario at Great Railing. Call 856-875-0050 or log on to greatrailing.com.
Whether it's a weekend staycation, intimate getaway, or you just want to spoil yourself and a loved one, discover Sofitel Philadelphia at Rittenhouse Square, a luxury resort with a perfect blend of French elegance and American style, ideally located in the city of brotherly love. Each Sofitel draws inspiration from local culture and tradition while celebrating innovation and the French art de vivre to offer a one-of-a-kind luxurious hotel experience. From design details to exhibitions and events, discover what makes our hotel so unique. Plan your Philadelphia getaway now, and for the lowest rate anywhere, book directly with Sofitel at SofitelPhiladelphia.com.
How do we create hope for a cleaner planet? Together. We see you conscious carpooling and weekend beach cleaning, all who've long gone green and all taking their first steps. We see you doing your part for the planet every day. And Green Mountain Energy is here to power everything you do with 100% renewable wind and solar energy. So join us for the love of the planet and for the hope inspired by everything on it. Green Mountain Energy. Light the future. PUCT 10009.
You're listening to the Union Radio Network.
Halftime from Subaru Park in Chester. The Union up 2-0 over CF Monterey. Dave Leto, Shannon Williams with you. And Shannon, this is preceding the matchup, which will be the Leagues Cup final. Inter Miami at Nashville SC. How do you see that final playing out tonight in the Music City?
It's definitely going to be a chess match. We know Nashville can be a really stout defensive team, and we already know what Messi's done in this Leagues Cup and his first appearances with Inter Miami. So I'm excited to see the conclusion of Leagues Cup. I think it's been fun for the fans, and I think it's been great for the two leagues combined. And it'll, for me, be great to see an MLS team lift that trophy for the first time. I think it's important for MLS as they continue to wage this war with Liga MX and trying to be the more dominant of the two leagues.
Yep, your big one tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Again, Nashville hosting Lionel Messi and Inter Miami. The Union outshooting Monterey, by the way, 9-4, 6 shots on goal, just 1 on target for Monterey. We'll step aside. Thank you so much for listening to the halftime show. Second half call between the Union, up 2-0 on Monterey, is coming up next. You're listening to Philadelphia Union Soccer in the Leagues Cup on 97.5 The Fanatic.
You've been listening to the Halftime Show on the Union Radio Network.
As a mom, chefing in the morning is easy. Thanks to Thomas's Bagels. They're just toast, top, and serve.
Mom, this breakfast is chef's kiss. Mwah!
See? Rave reviews. Thomas's.
Wake up to what's possible.
I'm always striving to live my healthiest life, so I need a health plan that has my back. With Independence Blue Cross, I get access to the largest network of doctors and hospitals in the region and free virtual doctor visits 24/7. Plus, with premiums as low as $0 per month, I can stay on top of my health and keep my budget in check. Independence has given me coverage I can count on, and they'll do the same for you. Learn more about your coverage options at ibx.com.
Start your weekend early at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Grab your friends and join us for happy hour at the Prime Rib Steakhouse and Sports and Social. Enjoy half-priced appetizers and sip on refreshing drink specials. Keep the party going at Center Bar with daily live entertainment and local favorite DJs spinning your favorite throwbacks. Admission and parking are free, so what are you waiting for? Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for details. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Whether you want to buy a new home, grow your business, or build your nest egg, where there's a WSFS, there's a way. WSFS Bank has been serving the people of this region for nearly 200 years, so we understand your needs, your hopes, your aspirations. With a local presence and national capabilities, WSFS is the bank from here that can take you anywhere. So now the question is, where would you like to go? Where there's a WSFS, there's a way. WSFS Bank, we stand for service. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, Florida, the beach is just the beginning. Because here, there's so much more to explore. So let's paddle, and maybe even parasail. Let's hit the trails, the coffee shops, the quaint boutiques, and craft breweries. And then let's indulge in some fresh seafood with a sea view. From the Gulf Coast to the Bay, there's something for every taste and every interest. So let's make the most of every sun-drenched minute, and let's shine. Start planning your next escape at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
The Swag is a no-cost soccer training program for young athletes in Philadelphia's under-resourced communities. With numerous locations across the Philadelphia area and multiple programs to suit all skill levels, The Swag is committed to building a level playing field where anyone can compete. If interested in learning more about the program or to make a donation, visit the-swag.org. The Swag is fully funded by donations, so please consider making a contribution today. The Swag is proud to partner with the Philadelphia Union in our effort to create opportunities for everyone in soccer.
If you want most of your breakfast stolen every morning, parenting is for you. If you want your kids to steal a delicious breakfast every morning, Thomas's English muffins are for you. You might not be able to have your breakfast and eat it too, but they'll enjoy it. Thomas's.
Wake up to what's possible.
You're listening to the Union Radio Network.
Start of the second half from Subaru Park in Chester. Dave Leto, Shannon Williams on the play-by-play. Union up 2-0 over CF Monterey in the Leagues Cup third-place game. The Union hoping they could seal the deal and get to the CONCACAF Champions Cup next year with a win in this one. Daniel Gazdag is around the ball. 2 changes, by the way, for Monterey, down by 2. Romo coming in for Gonzalez in the midfield. Carballo also coming in for Fimbres out into the left-hand side. Again, it's a team that's totally rotated their squad in Monterey, who's already clinched a CONCACAF Champions Cup due to the Clausura season last year. At play in the middle of the park. The Union, by the way, are going left to right. The team switching ends. The Union are in the primary kits with the blue stripe going from the top of their shoulder all the way down to their shorts. Conversely, Monterey in white with the blue stripe going from the top left side of their jersey all the way down to the lower right hip. They have possession from right to left, but it's coughed right back up to Quinn Sullivan, who plays it back to Gazdag. Wagner will roll all the way back to Glesnes, and it's now time, Shannon, for your second half keys with the club up by 2.
My keys for the second half are going to be for the Union to keep their foot on the gas, try to get that third goal and really put a nail in this coffin. Don't want to give this Monterey team life and let them hang around, get a goal, and make this game exciting. This Union team needs to make sure that they put this game to bed early on the second half and do it in a smart way and not conceding any goals.
Dan Para on the ball. He was that lone player who had that chance early on and in and around the 35th minutes. Has played to the upper right of Andre Blake. They play it short inside. Carballo, who just came in, twisting and turning from Bueno. Foul called on Jesus, taking down Carballo outside the 18, and a free kick, Shannon, from a dangerous area to the right of Andre Blake, upcoming for Monterey, down 2-0 early stage of the second half.
And this isn't a great start by the Union, giving up a bad foul right outside the box in a dangerous area. Have to do a better job of making sure that they start this second half well. Again, we don't want to see this Monterey team get going. We know they have some substitutions that they can go to off the bench if they need to, and it gets close here.
Their starters are on the bench. Victor Lopez, by the way, around the ball, along with one of their forwards, Jordi Cortizo, very busy in that opening half. A lot of freedom to drift everywhere. This will be a free kick outside the 18 to the upper right of Andre Blake. It's a 2-man wall being constructed right now by Quinn Sullivan and McGlynn. It will be Victor Lopez to take it with his strong left boots in the 48th minute. And a 2-0 Union lead. And the goals tonight, Bueno in the opening 30 seconds, Ua in first half stoppage time, and Lopez is ready to pounce this one on the Union. A staggered approach, he rockets it to the back post through everybody and well wide of Andre Blake's goal. As it feathered across there from Victor Lopez, comes out for a Blake goal kick.
And not a good set piece from Monterey, but don't want to get them going and give them needless set pieces in and around the Union's 18-yard box.
Yep. Back him up, that's number 1 here. Ball played to the opposite side of the stadium for Sullivan. It's cleared away by Monterey out of the back inside their own defensive 18 by Kevin Ortega. And it will be a corner here for the Union with the club 6 and the first one to start this second half. Again, the Union up 2-0 over Monterey. First time the club is playing Monterey here in the Leagues Cup. Remember, they played Querétaro. I said that because they played Querétaro twice in the group stage in Game 2 and the quarterfinals as well. It's that Chris Donovan goal in the 100th minute to get them to the semis that played Lionel Messi and lost that game 4-1 on Tuesday. 4th game in 12 days, 3rd and 9 for the Union in a busy Leagues Cup. Leave Wagner to take this corner as his right hand down. He stutters his approach, trying to help this one forward. Now backs up a little bit. Still hasn't moved to the ball yet. Now he's ready yet again on his second attempt. He rockets it. A lofted ball out swinger to the back post off of Ortega of Monterey. Still should be a Union throw in the attacking third, and it will near the Sons of Ben and the Keystone Ultras. And it's inserted in thanks to Bueno. Played it short for Gazdag. Tip of the 18 for Bueno with a left-footed cross looking inside. Ooh, let it go free. Oh, what a Wagner times into the back post. Looks for Sullivan, and his right boot can't get on the back post. If Sullivan got anything on it, Shannon, it would have been the third goal tonight, but not to be.
And a great ball by Kai across the face of goal. Fizzes it with his laces after it goes over both Ua and the Monterey defender, and it's just a little bit ahead of Quinn Sullivan, who might have just not read it correctly, and looks like he just misses, but good ball by Kai.
I like that Sullivan's had 2 cracks at it tonight. You know, it's been tough for Quinn. Really, probably more of a natural winger. It's tough to get him in the 4-4-2 diamond setup, where you have 2 forwards up top instead of like a winger like we had Fafa Pico in seasons past. Martinez goes down, foul called up top on Monterey. Looked like it was Ali Avila. It'll be a free kick straight away up to the right for the Union's Kai Wagner. Well away, though, for the goal of Monterey, who's underneath the Commodore Barry Bridge defending. Union with a set piece here for Kai Wagner up 2-0 in the 51st minutes.
And Kai's had some good service in this game so far. Can this Union team do a good job of taking advantage of that and try to get this third goal here?
Kai will have the service, swinging from left to right as his right hand up, down, looks to put this one to the back post and does. Outswinging ball looks for Glesnes, who's free, and off of one hop, he puts that over to the goalkeeper, Cardenas, who makes his third save of this match to his right. Glesnes with the touch inside off of the set piece, and that's twice by my count there off of set pieces. Remember, Gostak got the header on the opposite side of the stadium from Kai. There's the second one to Glesnes off of the tip of his boot, and Cardenas was there with the easier save that time.
And it's a really good ball again by Kai, aiming for that back post for the knockdown. Glesnes just doesn't get enough on it to redirect it across the goal and give his Union players a chance.
Still a 2-0 game as a result. 52nd minute, they play it short. Cortizo, 35 yards away from goal. They have play to the upper left of Andre Blake, and a weak shot from the top. Here from Carballo, who just came in, well wide of Andre Blake to his left to be exact, underneath the club section. It'll be a goal kick for Andre Blake, who has not been tested in this game. I don't know if that's good or bad, as we're going to carry him back to the regular season where we have 11 matches left. But obviously a huge bounce back, not seeing Lionel Messi and Alba and Joseph Martinez against him tonight.
Obviously, we're seeing a very different team in Monterrey, but again, anytime you step out onto the field, you want to put your best foot forward. We know the Union didn't do that in the semifinals, as Jack Elliott looks like he took a knock to the head here, but they want to come out, and again, they're professionals, right? They are competitive. They know that they definitely missed an opportunity having a semifinal here at Subaru Park. Place was packed, and they laid an egg. So they're wanting to rectify that, and they can start tonight with a win here and getting themselves in the Champions Cup.
You know, I think that was so uncharacteristic. That was the one word that we used a lot on Tuesday night. And just an anomaly of a performance. It was very un-Union-like, whatever way you want to diagram it. And just one that we got to get past and get this third place in Leagues Cup, get the CONCACAF Champions Cup berth, and then move forward to the regular season and try to climb the standings. Right now, again, the Union are in third. For those that don't have any idea of the regular season, the Union have 40 points at third. Above them is New England in second with 43 points. Again, that's 3 points above the Union, and Cincinnati in first. Parra whips in across for Monterrey. They're down 2-0. Goes through Quinn Sullivan with the dummy play forward over to Ua, who falls into space on the foul called on Vegas. That's about the second or third time he's pushed down a Union player, and as a result, Calderon, our match referee of Costa Rica, has a couple of words with Sebastian Vegas, and Calderon says, Shannon, no more.
And for me, it should be a yellow card. He knows exactly what he's doing, making sure that Michael Ua can't get himself going, just runs right into him. And it's a good professional foul, but one that deserves a yellow card.
Dave Leto, Shannon Williams on the call, joined by producer Kyle Morella, Marty Dickerson in the booth, Mike Vito, Matt Menark back at the 97.5, the Fanatic Studios. Again, you're listening to the Leagues Cup third place game, the Philadelphia Union taking on CF Monterrey from Liga MX. Martinez swoops it forward 10 yards left to right off the tip of his boot. He was headed down by Parra. Moving right to left this time, bulldozering way forward is Monterrey with Luis Romo, who just came in. Distributes out to his right. Looks for Victor Lopez to the left of Andre Blake towards the end line. Whips it across. I think that went past the end line. And it did. The AR on the far side. That's the assistant referee, William Arrieta, was right on it. Shannon will come out for a goal kick yet again for Andre Blake. And I'll tell you that I think going to the back four has also looked very organized, and the team has been very disciplined out of the back in front of Andre.
Well, if you look at it over the past couple of years, it's what they've been accustomed to playing and something that I know that they feel familiar with and comfortable in. So going back to it, I think Jim maybe was trying to play a little bit more defensively against Inter Miami with that back three, and he's back to being at home and wanting to be on the front foot tonight, and they've showed it.
And look, the club played in that 5-4-1 on Tuesday. I know that was a big talking point during the game, after the game, where the defensive shape of the club. The club didn't have an informed striker, and due to Carranza being hurt, Ua not in great form right now, and they put Chris Donovan up top, who had that game-winning goal the game before against Querétaro. Just the way they went. You know, a lot of folks said that maybe there was too much respect given to Inter Miami. Either way, Miami the better team, credit to them. They're into the Leagues Cup final tonight, as there was a foul called at midfield by Ali Avila. And I'm surprised with Avila in particular of Monterrey. You know, I mentioned a couple times he's been the hero giving them penalties. That Canales, who's on the bench, is buried for Monterrey. I feel like they're having trouble finding Avila in this game, and I see the guy Cortizo, who's all over the place with freedom to drift everywhere.
I definitely think Cortizo's probably been Monterey's most dangerous player in that first half and early in the second half. For me, when you're playing against a team that hasn't had the minutes together, it becomes a little bit tricky for them to connect passes as they are unfamiliar with where guys want the ball, where guys are checking. So again, it's like throwing out a bunch of guys that haven't played together ever. And I know that they play for the same club team, but when you don't get to get the minutes with your compatriots, it becomes a little bit more challenging with a team that's played so many minutes in this Leagues Cup game.
Martinez picks it off of Cortizo. It's given right back to Monterey after the poor pass up top in a straight line by Martinez, was looking for a streaking Ua or Quinn Sullivan. Instead, stolen away by Monterey. They have play to the upper right of Andre Blake. Lopez whips it across. There's a free player inside the 18, toe poked away from Elliott, and the shot blocked down by Martinez on Carballo. Carballo seems to be a target man. A halftime switch by Ortiz, their manager, and a foul called. Gazdag taken down well away from Andre Blake's goal, but there was a guy inside of the 18 there. Was Cabarro that time in the 57th minute with the Union up 2-0 and Monterey's second chance to attack against the Union.
And again, this Monterey team has shown flashes of why they're so dangerous in and around the 18-yard box. They find their forward into his feet, and he just can't get the shot away. Union do a good job of crowding him out and clearing the ball. So they need to be careful here. You don't want to see a dogfight if, Monterey can get a goal and then start to push for that second.
Olivier Baizo has it to the left to the keeper, Cardenas. One spills there. Olivier tries to get it off of Monterey's Para. It was off of Baizo that time, off of the distribution of Glesnes. The Premier Lacrosse League Championship coming back to Subaru Park on Sunday, September 24th. Comes to the best lacrosse players at Subaru Park for the second time as they look to be crowned champions. Tickets and premium suites are on sale right now. ELL back in action here in Chester. Always a great crowd on hand for that. Their traveling season. Dave Leno, Shane Williams on the call for this Leagues Cup third place game. Listen to the Union up 2-0 on Monterey. They have play from right to left. Ua tried to pick it off there from one of their center backs, Victor Guzman, and the foul called on Ua. Ua, a much stronger game in this one up to this point in the 58th minute. Hard whistle there as some of the players are jousting with one another, just verbally talking at one another, to be exact. That's Ua and Guzman, who just fell. But Ua has been starting and coming off the bench in Leagues Cup, a big talking point around the Philadelphia Union, the highest paid player in Union history. 7 goals, 3 assists, 20 career goals. That's all in league action. Got his first Leagues Cup goal in the last kick of first half stoppage time on a beautiful cross by McGlynn to find Ua. Hopefully, Shannon will bring his confidence and skyrocket it forward in his mentality. And I say that because this is a player that you well know scores in bunches. And when he doesn't score, he can go goalless in 8, like he recently was, 9 or 10. Ball played through, though, to Victor Lopez inside. It's actually Avila inside the 18, and it's knifed away by Elliott. Hold that thought, Shane, and there will be a corner here for Monterey as they play directly down 2-0, and a corner upcoming, and Victor Lopez will take it for Monterey, again down 2 with their first corner tonight in the second half.
The Union under a little bit of pressure here and need to make sure they do a good job of clearing their lines.
Lopez, an outswinging ball goes off the head of Ua. Ball played to the left of Andre Blake. They win the second ball for Monterey. Over to Ortega. Well away, though, for the Blake goal. Switches play on the near side. It caroms off of the swinging right boot of Lopez. Bueno plays it for Ua. Look at a counter. Union have numbers in a 4v2. If Ua can spin in a half turn, does successfully to Gazdag. It's a 3v1. Gazdag plays it across and looked for Gutierrez inside, and he cleared. He had McGlynn and Sullivan. I'm not sure why Gazdag played that on a half turn. That should have been the third goal, Shannon.
And wanted to play it early to give him a chance to have some time and space on the ball, and just doesn't get enough on it to get it around the Monterey defender, as it was a 3v1. I think he's just got to start driving there and see if he can commit that defender before he tries to slip the ball. But again, missed opportunity by the Union to make it 3-0 here.
Gazdag got a 3v1, played it very quickly. Could have dumped it low to McGlynn. We're over to Ua. Ua with a nice play. It was Sullivan that was on that back post. And that one squashed, vanquished. We continue, Shane, in 61st minute. But I'll ask you again, let's go back to that Michael Ua storyline. How do we get him to score in bunches, especially when the club just signed the Israeli international Ty Baribo, who may make a debut later on in this game?
I think it just has to do with the system that they're playing. And he's not somebody that's looking to really combine. He's more of a runner trying to make runs into the box. And he just needs service. And we saw McGlynn puts it on a platter for him, and he makes no buts about it. I think for him to get going, it's more about his runs and making sure that they connect with him. Because, again, I've seen him make a lot of good runs, not only in this game, but in previous games. And the Union players have missed him at times. So if he can start to get that confidence back, continue to make those runs, and sometimes they're selfless runs, but those runs are important. And if they can start to connect with him and get his confidence up, he can be a big part of this latter part of the season that we have coming up.
Yep. I hope the team continues to provide him good service. They can finish more effectively. To all your points right there, well taken. The 62nd minute. By the way, the club is about to bring on the captain Alejandro Bedoya and Chris Donovan in this game. Albeit for Sullivan and Bueno, we'll see officially as Gazdag rolls it from left to right. Union in possession, transitioning across the halfway line is Wagner. Well away for the Cardenas goal. Again, they've made 2 changes, none for the Union, but 2 upcoming. You're in the 62nd minute. You're listening to a 2-0 Leagues Cup third-place game. Union on top. Gazdag plays it to the far corner for Olivier Beiser to the left of the 18. Has it for Bueno inside. Bueno rolls it forward to Gazdag off the back of his heel. Played it forward to Sullivan. Sullivan played it short to McGlynn. McGlynn out wide Wagner. Edge of the 18 to the right of the keeper. Has it was weaker right foot with the shot. Off the post. Rebound for Sullivan, who scores! But the flag's up. It's not going to count for Quinn, who nearly had his first goal since the Houston game last year, and it will be offside after it pinged off of the post from the Union on the far side of the stadium, and Sullivan nearly had the goal, but it won't count, Shannon.
And obviously this will be checked, and we see Jim waving his finger saying there's no chance that this is offside. Definitely a late call by the referee, and he seemed a little bit unsure about if he was going to put his flag up or not. But the Union do a really good job of playing right to left. And if I'm looking at the replay correctly, this is onside.
Oh, I hope this does count, as that was whipped in from Kai off his right foot. And Sullivan had the rebound right in front of the 6, straight away in the keeper, and rocketed it to the left of the goalkeeper, Cardenas. Again, everything is checked. And the referee out of Costa Rica, Juan Calderon, is halting play. And hopefully this can be a reversal of a call. Again, he has not gone to the monitor. Everything's checked. Our video assistant referee is Danian Parchment of Jamaica. The VAR, that's the assistant VAR, is Ismael Cornejo. And they're all talking in their headsets with one another. And they'll see if the referee will look at the monitor. There is a monitor I see to the right of the goal of Cardenas in the river end, Shannon.
After looking at the replay, I think we might be hearing the Dupe song here in a little bit, as it looked like it was simultaneously with Kai striking the ball on his right foot. Quinn Sullivan drifted into that offside position, but it looked like he was able to hold that line just long enough to leave him onside as it careened off the post. And if he is coming off, what a final couple touches here, as he might get away with a goal.
And Sullivan's had a nice game up top, too. Should be the third goal after we're taking a look at the replays in the booth for Quinn Sullivan in his third year with the first team, obviously coming through the academy of Philly and all the Sullivan names. Let's hear what the referee is saying now to bring on the Union subs. Interesting here during this lull. So Bedoya is going to come on for Bueno. And we're being told that it's not going to count, Shannon. Now that's unfortunate for Sullivan. And Jim Curtin is really displeased with that. So Bedoya comes on. Remember, he came back from that quad injury last game, 21 minutes against Miami. Bueno gets a good round of applause here after getting that goal. Shannon, we're seeing the replay. I'll ask you to dissect that in a moment as Chris Donovan comes on for Quinn Sullivan, who I think should have had that third tally tonight. What did you see on that replay again?
Unless I'm wrong here, I'm seeing 100% a goal, and I'm not sure why they don't give the opportunity to go and look at it. It obviously took a lengthy amount of time for them to say no goal, which means that it's close. And I from my vantage point here and seeing it off the replays, he looks well on sides.
Again, it was a shot from outside the 18 to the right of their goalkeeper from Wagner, cut in from left to right. Right-footed shot went off the post to the back post, to be exact, off iron, and Sullivan was there free at the 6. Passed all the center backs, but like we're saying, we thought he timed this run well. That's why everybody from the Union perspective really upset objectively, mind you. And it's still a 2-0 game. The goal does not count for Sullivan, who's done after 65 minutes. And the same with Bueno, who scored in this game in the first 30 seconds. So it's a 2-0 game. We continue, Shannon. Wagner picks up the pass, that time on Lopez. He steamrolls forward over to McGlynn. McGlynn trying to roll it forward to Ua. Ua is on inside the 18, trying to chip it across over to Donovan. Donovan wins in the air, looks for Gosdog off of his left, gets it past Ortega. Here's Gosdog, edge of the 6, curls it back for Wagner. Gets it back on his left, looks for McGlynn with the shot across the face of goal and wide from McGlynn. Comes out for a goal kick for the goalkeeper Cardenas, but a good attacking sequence by the Union.
And a great job by Kai to get the ball forward. McGlynn trying to play almost the exact same ball that he got to Ua on the goal. Just gets cut out a little bit and takes a deflection. It careens off a couple players, and they just can't get the final shot on goal.
Spend your summer with the Union Youth. The Union Youth are proud to host a variety of summer camps throughout PA, Delaware, and New Jersey. You can enhance your skills and grow your love of the game in this unique camp experience. You can learn more at PhiladelphiaUnionYouth.com. Union played all the way back to Andre Blake. Not tested all that much in this game, to be exact. Parra with the first chance in the 35th minute. Couldn't get it on goal from their first cross of this one. They had one more off of a free kick, but it didn't go their way. Foul called, though, as Kai Wagner's taken down on the far side of the field in the 67th minute. Alejandro Bedoya came in a couple minutes ago. How important is it to have the Union captain Bedoya back in this one?
First and foremost, it's important to have his leadership back in the group. I know that he's still in the locker room, but it's different when you have him out on the field. Always seems to make the right decisions and have that final pass that leads to an opportunity, if not a goal itself. So important to get him back as they're going to go into this last stretch, and it's going to be some important games as they jockey for position and try to get the best position they can headed into playoffs. They want to make sure that they have some home games here at Subaru Park to get this crowd behind them and see how far they can make it in another MLS Cup run.
It's great to have Ali back out there nursing that quad injury. So they're going to bring on a couple of their guns here. Keep in mind, Shane, in 68th minute, Sergio Canales, his 11 caps with Spain, is up top in his first year with Monterrey. He'll be coming on the same with Joao Rojas. He'll be playing out of the attacking midfield position. Gosdog, though, rolls it forward to Bedoya. Bedoya's first touch outside the 18. Across the grade for a one-time shot blocked out in front by one of their center backs, Guzman, and wide. Good luck from Ali, right on cue. To your point, Shannon, comes out for another Union corner.
And again, another good decision by Ali, having the cut back, having the wherewithal to know Ua's lurking there. I think he has time to take a touch, decides to take it first time, and it just careens off the Monterrey defender and out for a corner.
Again, Sergio Canales and Joao Rojas just came on for Victor Lopez and Kevin Ortega. More attack-minded substitutions, obviously, for CF Monterrey, down 2-0. It is another corner for the Philadelphia Union and Kai Wagner. Wagner has it underneath the Keystone Ultras. To the left of the goal of Luis Cardenas. He's their number 2 goalkeeper. He whips it in and swing the ball towards the goal. Punched out by Cardenas. Right back to Kai. Outside the 18. Gets ready. Plays this cross in. Right at goal. Punched out yet again for the second time. Off of the right hand by Cardenas. McGlynn over to Glesnes. Chipping it inside the 18. Looks for Ua. Off of the head of the Union. There's Bedoya. Who scores! Back to back from the captain Bedoya. And a healthy, jubilant welcome back, LA. There's the third goal tonight for the Union. And the second League's Cup from Bedoya. It's a 3-0 game.
And a captain's contribution right off the bat from Alejandro Bedoya. We talked about him making the right decisions, being in the right spots. He's there again on the back post and makes no mistakes about it. Does a great job to hit it first time and gets it into that left-hand post of Monterrey. But the Union doing a really good job on the second phase of these set pieces. It's been coming back to the corner taker, and they've been able to float service back in, keep the ball alive, and this time they get a goal from it.
Bedoya right past Edson Gutierrez. Their last-ditch effort to stop that, and Bedoya wisely had his foot about waist-high, smacked it to the grass, and passed their goalkeeper, Cardenas, for the goal. As Bedoya gets it done in back-to-back games. Remember, he scored last game for the first time across all competitions in September 10th last year in the regular season against Orlando. As they look to play direct quickly, Andre Blake has it before Avila can get there, and it will come out for Blake with the club up 3-0. And I asked you how important Ali is. I know he's great on the right side of the diamond, but he can also combine and get this team goals. Gazdag with it on a 5v4. Chance here for the Union. Gazdag rolling it forward to Bizo. It was too far in front of Olivier, and right back to Cardenas with his team down 3-0 to the Union in the 71st minute.
And again, the Union have definitely missed their captain. He makes so many plays, and it's always the right timing. And again, he's put the Union up 3-0 here and put some distance between this Monterey team that was trying to get a goal and try to get back into this game. So again, a good substitution by Jim, and nice to have Alejandro Bedoya back in the lineup.
They play it wide for Rojas, whips in the cross, cleared that off of the head of Glesnes. Right back, though, to Rojas inside the 18 to the left of Andre Blake across the green looking for Curtizo. That's cleared out by Kai Wagner. They had play 30 yards away from goal. Over to the left back, Para cutting inside. 3-0 Union. Sandwich to the 72nd minute from Subaru Park. If the Union hold and win this one, they go to the CONCACAF Champions Cup next season. They have play here, shot from distance. It's high from Luis Romo, who came in at the start of this second half. Comes out for a goal kick for Andre Blake.
And you're going to see this Monterey team kind of dip their heads now as they're down 3-0 with nothing really to play for. Need to make sure that they're getting ready for their season coming up. The Union have the end of their season coming up, so I want to keep guys healthy, maybe get some guys some minutes here and see out this game in the right way.
Could this be the debut of Tai Baribo, the Israeli international coming from the Austrian Bundesliga at Wolfsberger? See if he can get in. Recently signed, August 2nd to be exact. Distribution from Blake, left to right on your radio dial. Won by Ua. Bedoya switches play from right to left. Over to McGlynn. Plenty of space for Wagner in the attacking half. 35 yards away from goal to the upper right. He whips it across towards Canales. It's free from Bedoya on the back post. Looking to go at goal. Instead crosses it in. One-timer by Gazda. Kick save and a beauty by Cardenas. Bedoya thought about going at frame. Instead went to the pass to Gazdag. And went off of the right boot of Cardenas, who made the save at his feet in the 73rd minute. Still a 3-0 game.
And another good cutback by Ali Bedoya. Has Gazdag free right above the PK spot. And without the save, we're talking about 4-0 here. So, again, we talk about that final pass and him getting it right. It's a great pass, and Gazdag just doesn't put it far enough to the right or left of the goalkeeper to get the fourth goal for the Union.
And that's the difference of some of the younger players of the Union and what the veteran leadership that Bedoya and the keen decision-making that he can bring. Even though that was saved by the goalkeeper, McGlynn cuts it back again, looks for Donovan to the left of the goalkeeper, Cardenas. He's inside the 18, off of the left hip of Vegas and wide, and instead will be another corner for the Union thanks to the play of Donovan inside the penalty area. Union racking up all these corners, another corner upcoming for the Union to the left of their goalkeeper. So they're getting set to bring on another substitution in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the danger man, one that I highlighted in Rogelio Funes Mori, and that's exactly the guy, Shannon, that's getting set to come on. He's their all-time leading goal scorer, by the way.
And a last roll of the dice for Monterey, trying to get back into this game and wanting to make this a game of some sorts if they can get a goal back and start to push.
Wagner with the corner, belts it forward, goes off of the back. The flick by Bedoya, as he often does off of corners, and back to Kai Wagner outside the 18. A long lofted cross this time. Looks for Elliott, who tries the bicycle off of one hop, but instead out towards the river end and near the Sons of Ben will come out for a goal kick, and they'll make that change as Rogelio Funes Mori, 17 caps with Mexico, comes into this game.
And Monterey has really struggled to clear the ball off of set pieces tonight. I think the Union have had a couple chances, and they end up getting the goal that Bedoya scores by just not being able to clear the ball effectively. The Union have done a good job in the second phase of their set pieces and keeping the ball alive to add more service into the box and give their guys a chance.
I know we've said all Leagues Cup play that the play of the Union from one half into the next, either the first and the second been better than the other, has been up and down. I will say the set pieces have looked very strong during the whole tournament. By the way, Funes Mori just came in for Avila, who I documented several times during our broadcast, been very quiet. He was one of their attackers up top. You're listening to a Union 3-0 lead over CF Monterey of Liga MX. It's Dave Leno and Shannon Williams on the call. Para, their left back, with the throw and the restart, plays it all the way back 20 yards towards Vegas, one of their center backs, right back to their goalkeeper, Cardenas. A little bit of pressure here with Donovan and Gazdag up top. It's Donovan and Ua up top at the 4-4-2. Gazdag at the number 10. They have Martinez sitting in the base of the diamond. Bedoya to the right. McGlynn out to the left. Wagner from left to right. Elliott, Glesnes, then Bizo. And, of course, the goalkeeper, Andre Blake, gets a 4-4-2. And probably that's going to be tinkered with a little bit here for Monterey, down by 3. More attackers up top in the 76th minute. Play over to Rojas, who's at the tip of the 18, to the upper left of Andre Blake in possession. Switching play out to the right to Gutierrez. Gutierrez fumbled with it at his feet for a moment. Wagner with his hands behind his back doesn't want a handball call. He wins it inside his own 18. Distributed upfield by Martinez over to McGlynn. McGlynn has his heads up, middle of the park here over to Gazdag. Pushed down by Rojas. Should get a call by Calderon and will get it off of that push of Rojas to the back hip of Danny Gazdag at the 76th minute. 3-0 Union.
And the Union doing a much better job today, playing out of the back, being able to connect with not only their number 10 Gazdag, but also their 2 forwards and helping them link up play and get forward.
3-0 Union started the 77th minute. Bedoya plays it back for the right side of the diamond over the way to Glesnes. Funes Mori pressuring him. Funes Mori has scored in this competition along with Canales, who's had a couple penalties in this one. They are 2 of the star-studded players in their league season as well. Glesnes does put that ball ahead, 45 yards. Donovan lets it go, whizzes by his chest. And Vegas plays it short all the way, having trouble playing it at his feet was Cardenas. Cardenas plays it short yet again to Romo. And it back yet again to Sebastian Vegas, who tumbled it off of one of his players, and it's resurrected back by Vegas as it hit off of Romo. But they have play from right to left in transition. Numbers, though, favoring the Union defensively. Joel Rojas has it at the tip of the 18 to the right of Andre Blake. They're down 3-0. Has it at his feet, sidestepping over Olivier Bizo, who has to play initially, but it goes back to Rojas. Bizo up on his feet, had the block a moment ago. Rojas trying to cross it in. Bizo's there. Secondary defender there for Bedoya. Swings his leg forward as Rojas to the back post, looking for Cortizo. Has it outside the 18 now for Jordy. Jordy Cortizo in possession. Plays it back to Gutierrez, the right back. They're down 3-0. They still have it 35 yards away from goal. They play it forward inside for Romo, inside the 18. He's on his right, blocked by Elliott. They play it back for Gutierrez. It's Cortizo, though, this time. Cutting in on his left-hand side with a small run. Stopped by Martinez. Everybody organized. 10 behind the ball for the Union. Stepping up as Vegas with the shot. Blocked by Bedoya. Nice defending from the Union, up 3-0. And a throw on the near side by Parra, their left back.
And the Union doing a good job of sitting in that low block and sending things around and not giving up any chances. Again, they're not wanting to let Monterey get any type of a sniff and get themselves back into this game.
Victor Guzman continues over towards the inside. It's Gutierrez. It's Cortizo cutting inside there over to Rojas at the tip of the 6, inside the 18 to the left of Andre Blake. Thought about going left, then right. They thought about a handball over Bedoya. They won't get the call for the referee. Parra has it outside the 18, blocked down from Elliott. No cross, though. Canales plays it inside. Rojas plays the cross. It's cut down by Glesnes. Settles and then clears on the one time down the length of the field to the halfway line. Nice defending, very organized by the Union as Shannon documented that low block. And it looks like Glesnes is down. Hopefully he's okay. All right, the MLS reigning defender of the year nursing looks like that right hamstring area, Shannon. He is up and jogging from right to left. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, and we've already talked about the injury for Damian Lowe, so the Union getting a little bit stretched at center back might decide to go with, looks like Nate Harriel off the bench and take Glesnes out to try to protect him here as they seem to have this game locked up and third place secured.
Cortizo in the half turn on the 180, leaves it over to Rojas, who one-timed it forward, cleared out by Wagner off the side of his left hip and forward. Donovan tries to win it 35 yards away from Blake's goal. Union scrambling at the defensive half. Obviously, numbers forward for Monterey. Down 3-0. Parra trying to lead on Rojas outside 18, getting ready to unleash this cross. Opts to play it, though, on a stronger right foot. Rojas cuts on his right yet again. Puts it to the back post. Just misses the back of the net. Nice ball by Joel Rojas. Pinging that to the back post on a curler, but it bent just wide of Blake's goal in the 80th minute. Still a 3-0 game.
And from up here, we had a really good view of it, and it just squeezed past the post as he cut onto his right foot and tried to whiz it into that back post. We have Glesnes down here, and he's going to seek some attention, and that might be the end of his night.
I hope he's okay. Because, again, Damian Lowe is out. For those that missed it, we updated you. Lowe having some heart palpitations, I was told by Jim Curtin, and hopefully Damian is okay, just not available for tonight's game. Hopefully we'll have him back for DC, and I don't want to put anything out there that it's really too serious. All we were told is that he's not available due to that condition. But the Union center back not available. And Glesnes is down right now. The medical team here for Leagues Cup is out with the stretcher. And I saw, and again, I don't want to speculate, but I'm just reporting that I saw him just looking at the one side of his hamstring. It looks like they're stretching that hamstring area, Shane, and it looks like on the And that's the right side of his body, that right hamstring area. He's down, and hopefully Glesis, the Norwegian, can walk off on his own power, which he's going to do, and come out in the 81st minute, I would think. And Nate Harriel would come on. Not official yet, but Glesis is up, thankfully.
And it's a concern for the Union with an extra 7 games. It puts a lot of stress on the body, and we've seen some players go down, and we're hoping that the Union can get away from this Leagues Cup, not only with the Champions Cup spot, but with their health intact. And it's been a struggle with the amount of games and the short time span. And we'll have to see how it affects them moving forward, because 7 games in less than a month is not easy. And credit to these players and how fit they are and how ready they are to go from game to game, because there hasn't been too many changes.
Glesis passed the sideline. It looks like he's going to stay on. He's going to have to go by the 4th official, Keylor Villalobos. Get checked up on, but it looks like he will continue. Nate Harriel will not come in just yet. Nate goes back to where the second half subs are warming up to the left of the goal of Cardenas on the river end side of the stadium. Should be a throw here for the Union. A 3-0 Union advantage. Olivier Baez will have the throw. Right in front of the 4th official, Villalobos. Baez has it above his heads with the dreads. Lays it forward up into the air, about 15 yards off the back of the head of Bedoya. Rolled forward for Donovan. A high challenge there by Vagos, trying to play it forward. It went high on Donovan. No call by the official Calderon, and they clear it with Parra upfield about 20 yards from right to left. Elliott has it, one of the Union center backs, though a foul called on Elliott's. Too much pushing on Funes Mori, who's really on the scout to try to derail him and fail him well away from goal. In the 82nd minute, 3-0 Union, restart for Monterey, who's severely down in the game.
And Jack doing a good job to stay tight to the Monterey forward and not let him combine with his other attacking players. No problem in taking a foul around the halfway line, as it's not a danger area.
Rojas, who nearly scored a moment ago on that curler, plays it wide for Parra, leads on Canales. Canales, their number 10, outside the 18 to the right of Andre Blake in a 3-0 game. Try to play it back to Rojas. It goes off of Bedoya and also Bizo. Rolls forward to Gazdag. Trouncing forward left to right. He hastens towards Jim Curtin. Cuts it back from right to left. Plays over to McGlynn, 35 yards away from goal. Rolled it in the back heel for Gazdag. He can continue his run. And McGlynn, though, with nobody there for Monterey, has it back for the Union. And they'll build with Elliott on the far side of the stadium. Over to Kai Wagner in the 83rd minute. Union up 3-0. And behind the ball here for Monterey, who's down in the game. Still linking up here at a 4-4-2. Funes Mori up top along with Canales. They also have Cortizo. Their other attackers been all over the place, as documented several times tonight. Off of the left back, Parra. Be a throw in right around midfield here at the halfway line for the Philadelphia Union and Olivier Bizo. And the club will resume the regular season next week, next Saturday at DC United on Audi Field. DC, by the way, was bounced out of this competition at the round of 32. The Union had played DC twice to 0-0 games, Shane, in regulation with Hua on the ball. Hua's going to set the cross this in. It goes off of Sebastian Vegas. Will be another corner. But it's a DC team that's played the Union very tough, and we can't wait for that call next Saturday to resume the regular season.
And it'll be a really tough game for the Union. We've seen them play DC, like you said, twice, and both those games were at home, and the Union were shut out in both those games. So 2 frustrating games for the Union, and we'll have to see how they try to unlock that DC defense, as they've come in with some really good game plans and done a really good job to thwart the Union attack and haven't let them score against them this season after playing twice.
Wayne Rooney has to play at a very high line, regardless of who has started in goal. Tyler Miller was the last one of the regular season. He's their number 1. Kai Wagner with the in-swinging ball punched out by their goalkeeper, Cardenas. Foul called, though, on the Union coming in. Will come out here for Monterey. In the 85th minute, just searching for that first goal on the road. Their manager has rotated everything. For those that are just tuning in, they're playing a B squad against the Union because they've already qualified for CONCACAF Champions Cup. They have play on the right side. They play to Cortibo, who's about 35 yards away from goal, straight ahead of Andre Blake. Union with a win, which they're well on their way from doing so, would secure CONCACAF Champions Cup berth next year. That is the rebranded CONCACAF Champions League. Parra outside the 18 in front of section 113. That's the club section of the stadium. Rojas will whip it in right to the belly of Andre Blake inside his 6 with a relatively easy stop there on a ball crossed in by Joel Rojas on frame. Blake distributes out to his left all the way to Kai Wagner. Wagner with a long ball up ahead, direct over to Donovan, who's trying to thwart 2, goes off of the head of Cardenas, their goalkeeper. Playing it short was Guzman, far side of the stadium, advancing forward that time was Daniel Gazdag, goes off the back of his hip out of play towards Edson Gutierrez. And I will say one of the second half adjustments that I've seen is limiting Edson Gutierrez, the right back position that you played. I thought he was coming up high into the attack, coming inside. I'm not seeing him doing that all that much. I know they're tinkering formation as well, Shannon, but a nice job on that Kai Wagner side for the Union on the left side of the diamond defensively.
They've just done a good job of keeping their lines compact when Monterey breaks pressure. They're dropping, they're staying together, and they're forcing everything out and around.
Bedoya swings his leg forward up ahead to Donovan. Nearly a 3v2 situation. Donovan plays it through to Gazdag. Too heavy from Chris on that cross inside for Daniel Gazdag. Boy, if that was closer to Danny at the tip of the 18 as opposed to right at the penalty spot, would be another chance at a Union goal. They're up 3-0. Now the 87th minute from Subaru Park on this 77-degree night on the banks of the Delaware in Chester. Fans are seeing this Union team up by 3. The next home game in the regular season will be Sunday, September 3rd against the rival New York Red Bulls. They opt to play it short over to Carballo, who's been quiet probably in the last 20 minutes. Had a stronger start to the second half. Rojas, who's been the busy man in this second stanza, plays it low. Carballo tackled there by Bedoya. Gazdag rolls it forward. Can Ua split two? But their goalkeeper's about 45 yards outside his own goal and has it before Ua can have any counter attempt at it. As Canales will play it all the way back to Vegas. We'll roll it forward diagonally over to Parra. Evan Rojas trying to link up with Parra, their left back, cutting inside. Glez is trying to see this past the byline and boxes out Parra nicely. It will be a goal kick for Andre Blake in the 87th minute, now beginning the 88th minute from Subaru Park. Union up by 3.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we've had to see Andre make a single save this game. The Union defense has gotten back to their old ways, especially being here at Subaru Park, and they've done a really good job of protecting their goal.
That last game for Andre Blake, I know a couple soft goals, a couple times we documented on the show on PHL 17. He was caught backpedaling with an open stance. You played with Andre. Was that just a game that you don't see from him? It was very uncharacteristic.
For me, I think we're going to give him a pass. The amount of times that he saved the Union and the amount of points that he's won this team, everybody has, an off day, and you don't want those days to be on the biggest stages. But again, I think if you were to ask Andre, he would definitely hold his hand up and take accountability and say that he could have done better.
Parra goes at goal, but well wide off the edge of his boots. And you heard a little bit of a round of applause. And I'm right there with you, by the way, on the Blake conversation there. He's going to be back and not tested in this game against really a reserve side of Monterey. But you heard the applause because we are anticipating the debut of Ty Baribo, 25 years old from Israel, getting set to make, again, his Philadelphia Union debut. And he looks like he will come on at the edge of this game with Joaquin Torres, one of our attacking midfielders. 89th minute, though, Shane.
And I think it's something that the Union have been missing, that third striker. Last year they had Corey Burke. We know that he's moved on to the New York Red Bull. And this is the newest striker to add some competition to that striker room and to make sure that everybody's up and ready for the task. And it also adds something off the bench, depending on what lineups they pick. We'll see what happens with Carranza and when he's able to return. But it's good timing and a good time to get your debut here for the Union.
McGlynn silences a run there in the attacking half for Funes Mori and Cortizo. They bail out of it with Danny Gazdag over to Bedoya. It will be Joaquin Torres and Ty Baribo getting set to come on from the Austrian Bundesliga. A new acquisition. The Union fans wanted a new forward. Well, you're getting one who was signed on August 2nd and making his debut on this Saturday night. A couple of weeks later, I know than everybody wanted, but on this August 19th night. And Baribo is going to come on in the 90th minute, so he'll get some stoppage time here. Union fans want these attackers to come forward. And here we go with the first change. Danny Gazdag is going to come off first for Joaquin Torres. What a Leagues Cup for Gazdag. I know he's been hurt too with that knee injury. Great to see him back. Returned last game. Had 4 goals in Leagues Cup. 3 on penalties, Shaden.
And did a good job providing that attacking spark for the Union as the Union make 2 substitutions. A new 28, as we've seen Ray Gaddis on that number for so many years. So hopefully it'll bring some good luck to Baribo and some goals to the Union.
Baribo came on, then the 4th official, Villalobos, told him to come off just a little bit and waits for Ua to exit here in the 90th minute and approaching second half stoppage time. Here's the reception for Ty Baribo. He comes onto the pitch here at second half stoppage time, now in the 91st minute. We're going to blow this dead, though, and that will do it. We will not have any stoppage time. Well, Baribo doesn't even get a touch, Shaden. That was a comical moment, but he does come in. So welcome to the Union tie, Baribo. But that will do it from Subaru Park. The Philadelphia Union win it 3-0 over CF Monterrey. Officially, they clinch a berth to the CONCACAF Champions Cup next year, and they finish third out of 47 teams in the first Leagues Cup.
And a good Leagues Cup, a good inaugural Leagues Cup for the Union. They did a great job to advance through the difficult rounds and the different teams that they played. They weren't able to come up with a trophy, but did secure a Leagues Cup or a Champions Cup spot for next year.
Yeah, really happy for the Philadelphia Union. If there's one big piece to take away, and it's not the Leagues Cup trophy, it's getting that CONCACAF Champions Cup. It's really instrumental for this club to play international competitions. They're going to do it yet again. I know it creates a hectic and busy schedule in the meat of the season, especially at the start, and then obviously it continues through the months of April, May, June, if you keep going on. We're really pleased to see the Philadelphia Union. I know they had the disappointing night on Tuesday that we called against Lionel Messi to Inter Miami, but tonight they rebound nicely with a 3-0 win and got a goal 30 seconds in by Jesus Bueno.
I thought it was really important for them to bounce back and take care of business tonight. Jim has talked about how important Champions Cup is. They've been challenging for it. We know they got to the semifinals a couple years ago, so they want to finish that business. They feel like they have some unfinished business in Champions Cup, and they want to be a team that continues to be in that competition, and they've done it here tonight by securing third place.
I see CF Monterrey is now applauding their supporters on the far side of the stadium and exiting to the tunnel. I just want to give Monterrey a shout, led by their head coach, Fernando Ortiz. They are the last Mexican side to be in this competition. They've had a great run. They beat Portland. They beat Tigres 1-0. They were down 2-0 at LAFC. They stormed back to get 3 unanswered, Shane. And unfortunately, they lost in the semifinal like the Union did. They lost 2-0 at Nashville. But what a run by one of the better clubs in Liga MX in CF Monterrey.
And they showed a lot of class and throughout this tournament. For me, that game against LA was a really exciting game, and I think a lot of these Leagues Cup games have come down to the wire, and we've seen some really good games. And as a fan, that's what you want to see anytime you're entering something that's brand new. Is can you bring the excitement? And I think they did a good job of having it start here and seeing if they can expand on it.
So coming up in our post-game show, we will document all the audio highlights that occurred in this third-place game. We will effort Jim Curtin's press conference, his final thoughts on Leagues Cup and finishing in third out of 47 and shifting from Leagues Cup to the regular season. Yes, this was an in-season tournament, just like the NBA is going to happen next year, as it looks like Jesus Bueno is the man of the match, banging the drum at that goal in the opening 30 seconds. What a Leagues Cup for Bueno. So again, we will have the full match highlights. We'll have Jim Curtin's press conference. We'll look ahead as Shane and I will shift back to our radio play-by-play to the regular season. 11 games left for the Union, who are in third in the MLS regular season. Tonight, though, the story, they win it 3-0 over CF Monterrey and clinch a CONCACAF Champions Cup berth for next season. Post-game to come, you're listening to Philadelphia Union Soccer in Leagues Cup on 97.5 The Fanatic.
You're listening to the Union Radio Network.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm thick-cut bacon sizzling on your stove. And while you were over there smearing your bagel, this little piggy went on a splatter spree. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you'll be crying wee over this fire in your home. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Home Insurance is not available in Connecticut and Florida and may be underwritten by a non-affiliated third-party insurer. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Don't let bone, muscle, or joint pain sideline you from your favorite activities. Premier Orthopedics physicians and therapists treat all injuries with the expertise and resources to help get you back to feeling your best. And with more than 50 locations throughout the region, including 2 orthopedic urgent care centers, Premier Orthopedics provides exceptional care when and where you need it. Get back in the game. Call Premier Orthopedics today at 1-855-ORTHO-24 or visit premierortho.com. Premier Orthopedics is the official orthopedics and physical therapy partner of the Philadelphia Union.
Bringing in your front line is as easy as 1, 2, key. SEPTA Key Advantage is a unique and valuable transit benefit program that gives your employees all-day, everyday access to the entire SEPTA system. That means your staff can get in for their first, second, or third shifts and even travel the system on their off hours, seamlessly and affordably, all thanks to you. Learn how easy it is to customize a SEPTA Key Advantage program for your team at septa.org/partner programs. That's septa.org/partner programs.
Need a little peace and quiet? Revitalize your spirit as you explore our winding country roads and make your way to our charming shops and cozy eateries. Here, everyone from the solo adventurer to lively families can experience rejuvenation and our timelessness. Lancaster County, Pennsylvania is an affordable haven for your next getaway. Visit discoverlancaster.com for more of what Lancaster County has to offer.
You're listening to the Union Radio Network.
It is a final tonight from Subaru Park in Chester, Pennsylvania, as the Philadelphia Union are victorious 3-0 over CF Monterey, and as a result finished third in the inaugural Leagues Cup in a competition that hosted 47 teams, half of which came from Liga MX and the other came from MLS. And the Philadelphia Union again finished third, winning the third place game tonight. And the most important thing, clinch a CONCACAF Champions Cup berth, where they finished in the semifinals of that competition, including this year. They'll go back to CONCACAF Champions Cup next year. Dave Leto and Shannon Williams with you postgame. Shannon, a terrific start for the Union and what we wanted, a bounce-back game, even though they played a B side, a reserve side of Monterey was resting all their starters really with nothing to play. Bueno got the scoring started, and from there with a high line, a lot of confidence from our outside backs getting forward. Attacking chances were really keen in the opening 20 to 30 minutes of this game.
And for me, the most important thing was that the Union handled their business. They put the last game behind them, put their sights on Monterey and getting that third place to get into Champions Cup next year. And they took care of business. And you don't have a better start than scoring 30 seconds into the game. We talked about Miami scoring 3 minutes into the game and how it changed the game. So I thought that really helped the Union gain confidence, understand that they can play on the front foot and they can step on the gas when they are here at Subaru Park.
I know you've been in this situation for the Philadelphia Union and other clubs in your illustrious MLS career, and that's having a professional performance. Those two words that you wanted from the Miami game that I know still stings for everybody listening, from Tuesday night losing 4-1 and then coming back 3-0. And I asked Jim, I said to him, Shannon, was there one or two guys that spoke up that were just so upset in the locker room after that game? And of course he said everybody was, but it really was a collective effort by the group, as you called for, to turn the page from Tuesday and get the result tonight. And we know a lot of these Monterey players are starving for first team minutes. They were going to go against the Union, and they did, but thankfully the Union came out much stronger in the beginning part of this game and won 3-0.
And it's something that they have to continue on as we get into these last 11 games, is making sure that they start the game well and getting themselves into the game. They can't give up these early goals or have these lapses at the end of halves or at the beginning of a second half. That kind of stuff is stuff that will lose you games. And we saw it against Miami the other day, and them not being able to get a hold back of the game and them taking a loss in the semifinals. And we talked about them having to rectify that. And I think it started with today and just moving forward from there and wanting to make sure that is now a custom for the Union and how they start games and halves and start second halves.
That topsy-turviness that you're accurately describing, I'm right there with you, because if you really diagnose the tactics of Leagues Cup, even though the Union do make it to third place, I think Jim Curtin and the staff will tell you that they did not play their best soccer in Leagues Cup. And I know we're now in August, and I know the key is not to cash in April and May, but play your best soccer right now towards the end of the year. We have 11 games left in the regular season. Tonight, I know we score early and it changed things for Monterey playing a B team, but we need to see, like you called for, coming out hot in the first 5, 10, 15 minutes of the game with our high pressing system. Maybe this continues in the 4-4-2 time, and I know that's the preferred method moving forward, but I think it's, can we have the consistency? I think that's the big theme, and that sometimes went by the wayside in Leagues Cup, even though we made it to third place and we played 7 games. That consistency, will that showcase itself later on this month, into the months of September, October, into the playoffs in November?
For me, I think that Leagues Cup adds a really interesting wrinkle, as it is a tournament, and in tournaments, it's a different style of play in terms of survive and advance. So I think in leagues, in league play, when they get back to it on the 26th against DC, you're going to see a different kind of strategy. Sometimes to advance to the next round, you just got to hang on, and we saw them do that with 2 penalty shootout wins. And I think that will be different when all of a sudden you're playing for a tie or you're playing for a win. I think that how you play it and how you approach it is slightly different when it's not a knockout game. I think when you're in a knockout game, play a little safer, not wanting to make the mistakes. And we saw a little bit of that against not only Querétaro, but also DC. So we'll have to see if they can get into form. We'll also have to see how the 7 games affects the players, as not every team had 7 games in this tournament. We're talking about almost a 3-week break for some of the teams that got bounced in the first round.
Cincinnati lost the round of 32.
Who's in first place and going to be, well rested to end this 11-game stretch. I don't remember how many games Cincinnati has, but that will definitely impact this team, and hopefully they can make sure that they pick up as many points. You don't want to be having to go on the road and make getting to MLS Cup again that much harder.
Yeah, the Union playing 4 games in 12, 3-9. We've had guys like Carranza, who did not play tonight, missed the last 2 games due to a hip injury. Gazdag missed 1 due to a knee. Bedoya's been out since the New York game, came back in last game, 21 minutes against Miami, gets time here for the Union. So there have been injuries that have a little bit plagued this team. Obviously, I think moving forward, can we get, I know this is a big theme throughout all of 2023, can we have those informed strikers? And who do I mean? Ua. Who do I mean? Gazdag, when he comes up top of the attacking number 10, yes, I'll add him as a striker, sometimes as a second forward, or just a scoring threat. Carranza's got to be that one coming off of the injury. And Ty Baribo, who came in, and unfortunately the whistle sounded for the Israeli international, hopefully he will be a guy to challenge both Carranza and Ua up top to get time, along with Sullivan and Donovan, to be scoring threats, because we need them.
For me, the big difference maker moving forward has to be Ua. We know that Carranza is dealing with a little bit of an injury. We'll see what Baribo brings to the squad, but it's not easy to come in with only 11 games left with a team that's been playing throughout the course of a season and just hit the ground running. Obviously, we're seeing Messi do it, but that's the greatest player to ever do it. So hopefully Baribo will get himself going, but I think Ua is the key to the Union success, and if they can get him going, then we know what Carranza brings. We know what Gazdag brings. We know that Bedoya can get the timely goal or the timely assist. If Ua can start to impact the game and have a game like he did tonight, then I think that the Union are going to be, again, dangerous to challenge for MLS Cup.
So the Philadelphia Union, in our post-game win at 3-0 over Monterrey in this third-place game, they clinch again a berth to the CONCACAF Champions Cup next season. So congrats to the Union for that. Let's get right, Shane, into the full match highlights, and we begin in the opening 30 seconds of the game. Ball was played to the far side of the stadium underneath the club area. Gazdag pinged one off the post, and looking on the back post for the goal was Jesus Bueno, who cashed in for the second time in League's Cup. Quinn Sullivan with a quick touch to Jesus Bueno. Union on the front foot here with Ua inside the 18, plays the low cross, and it's back home very early in the opening 30 seconds by Jesus Bueno on the back post. The Union strike first. It's the fastest goal the Union have scored all season. Within 30 seconds, Bueno scores, and it's 1-0 Union. How about that start?
And again, a great start by the Union, wanting to get forward, wanting to be on the front foot. They were able to do that with Michael Ua, who all night tried to get in behind those center backs, did a good job of playing it across the face of goal. Gazdag hits it off the post, and they have multiple numbers as Bueno follows it up at the back post.
So Bueno again with 2 goals in League's Cup, and then adds the game-winning penalty in the round of 16 over the New York Red Bulls, and look for Bueno to still contend for a starting position for the club. I know Bedoya getting back into the mix. That puts a little wrinkle there, but we'll have to see. Do you go with Bueno or Bedoya when he's healthy to go a full 90, Shane?
After getting to see Bueno a lot during this tournament, I think he's definitely deserves a spot moving forward. I think he's somebody that they gave an opportunity with and said, here, let's see what you do with it. And he's taken it with both hands. And he doesn't look like he's giving it back. He's been able to impact the game, not only on the defensive side of the ball and help out Martinez, but also add something that I think some of the other midfielders that they have don't, which is goals.
Yeah. Nice to have goals from the midfield, and for Jesus Bueno to get on the sheet again twice in League's Cup and one on a penalty. We'll see how that shakes out to our points in the regular season. And And how about for Alejandro Bedoya? We'll reference his goal a little bit later on in the highlights, but Bedoya is scoring in back-to-back games for this club, and just to get him healthy again is very meaningful to Jim Curtin and the team.
Yeah, and also he's gotten some rest. He's obviously got a lot of miles on those legs, and it's just good to have him back and have his leadership as they're going to go into some tough games here to end the regular season. This is when the real games will start. Every game is going to matter, and they need as many points as they can to finish off this regular season.
All right, so let's go to our second audio highlight here with Para in and around the 35th minute. They only had one shot on goal, Monterrey. Para with a chance amid Andre Blake, but went high and wide. Cortizo had it for a moment right over to Avila. Avila switches play out to the upper left of Andre Blake. Over to Gutierrez. Whips in the first cross tonight. There's a runner on the back post through the face of goal and wide by Para, who came inside the 6 and should have had the equalizer for Monterrey in the 35th minute. Still 1-0 Union, though.
And while Monterrey didn't get to threaten the Union goal that much, that was their best chance of the game, and it was a cross to the back post. And Bizo falling a little bit asleep and gets lucky that they're not able to get one there.
All right, so let's go to the Union's second goal. It came in first half stoppage time. McGlynn, a beautiful curler up top for Michael Ua. We haven't called his name on the scoring sheet all that much recently, but Ua pounces it home past their goalkeeper. Here's Bueno rolling it forward. It tipped off of one of the Monterrey players, but it scampered back over to McGlynn. McGlynn crossing it through. Ua's onside with the one-time hit and scores! Michael Ua back on the sheet. Breaks goalless in 8 appearances on a beautiful ball by McGlynn. Ua scores, and it's 2-0 Union over Monterrey in first half stoppage time.
And Ua doing what he does best, which is running the seam, getting in good spots. McGlynn delivers a peach of a ball, and all Ua has to do is redirect it on goal. And I think that is how he scores goals, not from the run of play in terms of dribbling, taking guys on, but it's his running and his movement that makes him dangerous. And if he can continue to get service, I think he can add to his goal tally.
And I hope they, like I said on the air, I hope they come in bunches for Ua like we've seen throughout his Union career. Obviously, we want the consistencies, but he scores tonight. I want that obviously to carry over in the MLS regular season, and hopefully it does for Ua, because I know he desperately wants to play a meaningful part up top for the Union.
And you could tell what it meant to him just from the celebration, and it seemed like it was relief after not having the goals that have really eluded him this whole League's Cup. So to get one at the end, it meant a lot to him. And again, hopefully we'll get his confidence going. I thought he actually had a really good game today and was dangerous throughout the game until he got subbed out at the end. But that's what the Union fans want to see from him. You don't always have to have an impact with the goals. We saw him have an assist tonight with the Bueno goal and the 30th minute. So when he's not amongst the goals, can he continue to impact the game in different ways to really help this Union team get to where they want to be?
I think that's the key phrase, impact the game for Ua moving forward regardless, as you just stated. And I can't underscore it enough if he scores or not. Okay, so the Union were up, Shannon, 2-0 at the end of one half. We go to the second half, and should have been a goal for Quinn Sullivan here. At around the 62nd minute, Kai Wagner played a ball through. Sullivan was towards the back post after initial save. Sullivan scored, but the offside flag went up. Sullivan played it short to McGlynn. McGlynn out wide Wagner, edge of the 18 to the end of the keeper. Has a weaker right foot with the shot off the post. Rebound for Sullivan, who scores, but the flag's up. It's not going to count for Quinn, who nearly had his first goal since the Houston game last year, and it will be offside after it pinged off of the post from the Union, and Sullivan nearly had the goal, but it won't count.
And like I was saying, somebody's going to have to explain to me how that's not a goal, as we're sitting up here with the advantage of having a monitor that replays us the highlights, and it looks onside to me. It looks like almost two players are keeping him onside. The referee seemed a little bit hesitant when he raised the flag, which means that he was unsure, and that's what VAR is supposed to step in and really help. And in that sense, for me, and watching the replay, I think they got it wrong.
Yeah.
Luckily for the Union, it didn't affect the game, and they were able to get the third later on.
I'm just surprised when the monitors are here. Why not have the referee take a look at it? I'm not really sure. So, Gosling, they're saying, is off on the first pass of that one. Okay, but it doesn't count for Quinn Sullivan. It's a shame for Quinn. I thought that one I'm right there with you, Shane, and should have counted for the Union to go up 3-0. So at the time, they were back down to a 2-0 lead, but the captain, Alejandro Bedoya, was subbed on a couple minutes before, and one of his first touches in the game scored in back-to-back games. Outside the 18, gets ready, plays this cross in, right at goal, punched out yet again for the second time, off of the right hand by Cardenas. McGlynn over to Glesnes, chipping it inside the 18, looks for Ua, off of the head of the Union, there's Bedoya, who scores! Back-to-back from the captain, Bedoya, and a healthy, jubilant welcome back, LA! There's the third goal tonight for the Union, and the second Leagues Cup from Bedoya. It's a 3-0 game.
And we were talking about when Ali came on, the impact that he can have on this team and his leadership and making the right decisions and being in the right spot. And what does he do but be at the back post at the right time? And also what's understated is the finish. He doesn't just lash at it. He hits it down into the ground, which keeps it in the frame of the goal. And at that point, it's a really hard shot to save. So that's where his experience shows up. We're talking about a player that's been to a World Cup, that's played in Europe, that's played in big games. And he just always seems to be right place, right time, right decision. And he's not the fastest. He's not the strongest. But again, his experience is what makes him Alejandro Bedoya, the captain of this Union team.
Yeah, the finish, you're spot on, where he pile drive the ball, right? He had it about waist high, smacked his black boot down onto the ball, onto the Bermuda grass, and passed their goalkeeper. You've been there. That's an arduous play from Bedoya, who, again, has been out due to injury with the quad and now just coming back in for a second game of Leagues Cup.
The amount of people I've seen miss that and go over the bar because they're wanting to smash it first time. Right. It doesn't matter how it gets into the back of the net as long as it hits the back of the net. And again, he just wants to keep it on frame. It's not an easy technique trying to hit it off the volley, but that's why you hit it into the ground when you're that close to the goal, to just keep it on frame and give it a chance. And that's what he does. And he gets a goal from it. And that's back-to-back games. And that's going to be important as the Union get back into leagues play.
Should I even ask you about Andre Blake? Only one shot on goal for Monterey in this game. A quiet night for Blake, who was very busy on Tuesday night, obviously, against Miami.
And while as a goalkeeper, you never want to see shots. I'm sure he wanted to get a couple shots to have that bounce-back game. But the shutout will be the bounce-back for him. And not giving up goals, that's going to be important as we get into playoffs and as we get into these last 11 games. This Union team needs to get back to getting shutouts and know that was what started this run a couple years ago and what they've really built their team on.
Yeah, second shutout of Leagues Cup for him. The other, of course, when it went 0-0 in regulation against DC and the Union won in penalties, that was Olivier Bizo won in the round 32. So the Philadelphia Union defeat a CF Monterrey team is going to go back to their Liga MX season, their Apertura season. That's the opening season. The Clausura is their closing season, where they finished first, and they now have their 2-0-1 for Monterrey, going back to league action for them. And look, it was tough, Shannon, for the Liga MX teams, the teams from Mexico, because they were on the road for those that obviously went the distance, like Monterrey, for 4 weeks. And obviously, you and I said a lot of Sebastian and Marissa on the show on PHL 17 that it favored the MLS sides when they're playing at their home stadiums. And you just got to give credit. There was a lot of adversity for these Liga MX sides, and obviously Monterrey was the lone Mexican team who went the furthest in this competition. I'm thinking, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts, if that changes for Leagues Cup next year, where perhaps some of these Mexican stadiums will host some of these games.
I'm sure they'll definitely tinker with it. They'll go back, they'll look at it after tonight's game and tonight's final with Miami and Nashville, and they'll make little adjustments to try to improve it. Obviously, the MLS teams being at home for this tournament, we saw 7 games at Subaru Park. That's a huge advantage and definitely important, and we'll see how they tinker with it. But I think that for the Mexican sides, it's more about them being at the beginning of their season, as we have Jim Curtin coming up.
Yep, head coach Jim Curtin speaking to the media live. Let's listen downstairs.
And I thank them for all their work during this competition. Not an easy competition, a lot of games in quick succession against really good opponents. We're missing Ali Bedoya, who, as you can see, really helps our group when he comes back. Missing Julian Carranza, our striker. Just like other teams, we're missing players throughout a really demanding competition. But overall, again, a very professional performance tonight. Obviously, Monterrey rotated, so I'm not naive. I understand that wasn't their top group, but still a lot of really good, young, talented guys on the field for them that are trying to impress their coach. So it always is a difficult exercise. I think overall, the Leagues Cup has been an incredible success. Obviously, what Messi has done is boosted that. There's no question about it. But overall, if you look at the talent of the top Mexican Liga MX teams, the top teams in MLS, I think there's some really positive rivalries that are starting to form. And overall, a big thank you to everyone who made this competition a real success in the middle of the summer.
Let's start right here in front.
Jim, to just get back to basics.
Yeah.
And be you and look like yourself. That regardless of who was on either side, how important was it to see that through for 90 minutes tonight?
Yeah, I think what makes us a great team is that we do the simple things right. So again, we're not a team that has an individual that can win a game by himself for us when we have an off night. So everybody has to be good. I agree with you tonight was let's get back to the 4-4-2 diamond. Let's run, let's fight, let's be together. If we make a mistake, we pick up the guy and help him out. We bail him out with some dirty running and recovery runs. So I think we looked like ourselves, and that was important. Again, it's still never easy, right? Motivation in a third place game is difficult to get the guys up for it. And I give them a ton of credit for showing their professionalism. And like you said, looking like us, which was important to finish the competition.
4 years now.
Yeah.
You're in Champions League. I mean, we rewind 5 years ago. It's just one berth would have been acceptable.
Yeah.